Overcast skies in Green Bay, Wisconsin. A game time temperature of 63 degrees in Lambeau Field. Yet another sellout, as for the 68th time in the NFL, the Packers open a National Football League season. There is a threat of rain, and the wind could be a factor this afternoon. Hi, everybody. I'm Steve Zabriskie. Welcome to the NFL on CBS. Two teams today who really are trying to turn things around. Both the Rams and the Packers finished with losing records last year. Each finished third in their respective divisions of the NFC. And I guess if there's a story today, it's a tale of two offenses. And who better to talk about offense with than my partner, Terry Bradshaw. Terry, as far as the Packers are concerned, a new coach, a new system, but it is a proven system.
It is a proven system. I'm excited, Steve, because Lenny Infante is one of the real imaginative minds offensively in the National Football League. He's head coach now at Green Bay. He had to come in here and find himself a quarterback. There were 6 quarterbacks vying for the starting job in Green Bay. He finally selected Randy Wright, and when asked why, he said, he gives us the best chance to win. He's also a smart kid.
Well, on the other side of the ball, John Robinson, renowned for the running game both in college and in the NFL. But now they look to open things up offensively with some new people.
Well, this is the second year that quarterback Jim Everett has been under Ernie Zampese's offensive scheme. They finally have 100% of their offense in. You're going to be excited today because there's 2 young rookie receivers for the Rams, a young man named Aaron Cox and another one named Willie Anderson, 2 fine young rookie receivers, very exciting. Everett said for the first time since he's been a Ram, the priority has been on passing, not running. It's going to be an exciting day.
The Green Bay Packers have won the toss. They have elected to receive. Los Angeles will defend the north goal to our left. And number 1, Mike Lansford, Los Angeles kicker, set to kick it off for the 1988 NFL season. Back deep to receive for the Packers. Number 21, Brent Fullwood, and number 38, Norman Jefferson, and it's Jefferson who takes the ball. Right at the goal line, and he breaks 3. He's at the 25. Finally hauled down from behind at the 45-yard line, and the Packers with a great start to a new season under a new coach. There is a fumble, and Randy Wright, ready to go onto the field, will have to turn around and go back as the Los Angeles Rams come out of the bottom of the pile with possession at the Green Bay 48.5.
There's a strip coming over the top, as you can see right there. Jefferson getting stripped from behind. You can't see those things, and it's very easy for the tackler to knock the ball loose.
It looked like Fred Stokes, number 65, who made the catch, and here's Charles White with the first carry. And White picks up good first down yardage as it gets inside the 45. Jim Everett, of course, the Los Angeles quarterback. John Dorsey, number 99, on the stop. And for the Packers defensively, Sean Patterson, Jerry Boyarski, and Robert Brown up front. Anderson, Holland, Dorsey, and Harris active linebackers, with Lee Brown, Murphy, a veteran, and Stills in the secondary. It's second down, about 4 yards to go from the Green Bay 42, and Everett to throw for the first time. Under pressure, hauled down, and the sack by Robert Brown, number 93. 61, Jerry Boyarski, the nose guard out of Pitt, also getting in on the play. And it'll be 3rd and long.
Brown, coming from the right of your screen, simply gets inside of Irv Pankey, the left tackle. I mean, that's just nothing fancy about that. Just inside moves straight up and right into Everett's face.
Now it's 3rd down and about 13 yards to go. The ball at the Rams' own 49. A wing set in the backfield on 3rd and long. Callahan in motion as Everett looks to throw for the first down. Incomplete. Intended for the rookie Aaron Cox on the near sideline, and Mark Lee, in his 10th year out of Washington, had the coverage. The crowd loves it as the Rams will have to punt following the fumble they recovered at midfield. Again, it's 38 Norman Jefferson who drops back deep, and here's the story. Mark Camarillo signed just this week, Rich Camarillo rather, signed just this week, former New England Patriot punter. Dale Hatcher with a knee injury as Jefferson calls for the fair catch and takes it at the 21. So the Packers will go on offense for the first time after the 30-yard punt and no return. And Randy Wright a 53% passer last year, goes against the Los Angeles Ram defensive front. Had they not fumbled, the Packers would have had a first down near midfield, but now they start at their own 21. Brent Fullwood, the lone setback behind Wright in the backfield. And it's Fullwood on the carry and nowhere. Maybe a gain of a yard. Mark Giroux, the veteran, number 59, and 98 Sean Miller, the rookie, make the tackle. Doug Reed, Alvin Wright, and the rookie Sean Miller up front for Los Angeles. Mel Owens, Carl Erkin, Mark Giroux, and Mike Wilshire, a veteran group of linebackers. Jerry Gray, Leroy Irvin, Johnny Johnson, and Vince Newsom, also veterans in the secondary for LA. A gain of about 2. It'll be second down, 8. The ball at the 24. Now Fullwood joined in the backfield by Kenneth Davis. And a long time at the line of scrimmage again. Right under pressure, dumps it off, incomplete over the middle. It was intended for tight end Ed West, number 86. Randy Wright working with this offensive unit for the Packers under new coach Lindy Infante. Not a whole lot of changes, but there are some youthful faces. Fullwood, Davis, and then Stanley and Sharp, two outstanding receivers. Sharp, the number 1 draft choice. Up front, Croston, Moran, Cannon, Novell, Euchre, and West. And that offensive line, not only somewhat thin, but some guys playing out of position. It's third down and 8. 5 defensive backs for LA, and White dropped in the backfield. The ball is loose. If they rule it a fumble, it appears as if the Rams have recovered. But apparently that is not the case. It will, however, bring up fourth down as Kevin Green, number 91, who had an outstanding preseason, made the hit.
You can have great offenses and you can have all the beautiful pass plays, but it starts with an offensive line. And right now we're seeing both quarterbacks under heavy pressure from the defensive rush.
Don Bracken to punt it away. As you see, last year averaging just about 41 yards a punt. Leroy Irvin back deep to receivers. Bracken hits it from about the 2, and it was almost blocked. There'll be a penalty as a flag is down, and so is Bracken, and the ball is down at the Green Bay 40.
There's the one-step rule, Steve, where the punter, once he gets that ball off, you have one step, you have to pull up. If you go in and hit the kicker now, it's a judgment by the umpires to whether or not you deliberately did it. In this case, a flag goes down. He says, yes, you roughed him. There's the flag. First down, Packers.
Now, if it had been running into the kicker under the new rules this year, it would not be an automatic first down. Here's referee Dick Hantak, and we'll see which penalty.
Running into the kicker, defense, number 37. It is a 5-yard penalty. Repeat the down. Fourth down.
Ah, very good.
Roughing the kicker would be an automatic first down and 15 yards.
There's the Bracken getting the football off. Now we're going to see whether or not this is a roughing the kicker. And in the judgment of the referee, it is not. There's the hit. Down goes Bracken. James Washington, the man hitting him.
Now Mickey Sutton is back to receive for Los Angeles, and he takes the fair catch at the 48-yard line of Green Bay. So turnovers and penalties abounding in the early going. No score, and Green Bay will be right back. John Robinson and the Rams trying to instill a new offensive approach, and it appears, Terry, that he's about got everything in there he's tried to get in.
He likes his passing offense. One thing he's very concerned about, he said, I hope that we don't lose our ability to be physical because of the pass philosophy that Ernie Zampese's brought to the team.
Again, the Rams start from the 48, and again it's Charles White, who picks up about 3 down to the 45 before Sean Patterson, number 96, makes the tackle. Los Angeles offensively under quarterback Jim Everett starting for the second time. Buford McGee at fullback and Charles White, last year's NFL rushing champ. And then the rookie Aaron Cox and the veteran Henry Ellard. Up front, Pankey, Newberry, Smith, Love, Jackie Slater, and Damone Johnson. A new look at tight end, but still a huge offensive line, as John Robinson likes to have. White has now carried twice for 8 yards, and the Rams have a second down and 7 at the Green Bay 45. Charles White again. Trying to get outside and run out of bounds by Mark Murphy. The veteran strong safety. You see that face guard Charles White wears. Once you get a finger in the eye, you might see more players going to that.
Right. Well, he realizes also that Gaskin Green is on the bench and Bell is on the bench, and so he's protecting his eyes. One of the things it's really interesting so far, you notice that the motion by Holohan, the tight end, he's now an H-back, which is very unusual for the old I formation that the Rams liked so well when Dickerson was the I-back.
White picked up a couple. Third down. Under pressure, Everett gets it off, and it's incomplete. Intended for Henry Ellard. Timothy Harris, number 97, and John Corker, number 53, were putting the pressure on Everett, so it'll be 4th down and 6.
That was a very unusual defensive front by the Packers. There was not one defensive lineman on the field. It was an entire linebacker front, and no one on the Rams knew who to block. Everybody was confused. They got the play off, but no one knew who to block.
Rich Camarillo to punt. And Jefferson again back to receive, standing at his own 10. Plenty of time for Camarillo, and he gets off an end-over-end punt. Dropped by Jefferson. He falls on it, but the Rams recover. Los Angeles with a break inside the Packer 5-yard line. Anthony Newman, number 26, coming up with the football as the turnovers continue. And Los Angeles in business after a 36-yard punt.
One of the things that Infante was very pleased with was his play of his special teams. They put in 30 minutes before each practice, 30 minutes in practice sessions before practice, and during practice another 20 minutes. Hey, that's 80 minutes and preparing each day just for special teams. And right now here in the first quarter, we've had 2 fumbles by Norman Jefferson.
Got to be disheartening when you spend that much time on it. Everett with a pitch to Charles White. Down inside the 5 to about the 3. 97 Tim Harris again with help from his buddies. So it'll be 2nd and goal.
A new philosophy, Steve, that Coach Robinson has now, and which again is different from the past years of the Robinson running formation, is now he is using his guards, left guard Newberry and right guard Duval Love, and pulling both guards, which is unusual for the Robinson offense. Normally it's just straight ahead blocking.
And reminiscent of the Packers of the 60s under Vince Lombardi. From the 3-yard line, Charles White again, plenty of room, but he's kept out of the end zone by outstanding defense. Mark Lee, number 22, and number 50, Johnny Holland.
Holland said, the inside linebacker, Holland, 50, said one of the things that has changed in our defense is that we now are taught to read things, be smart, and then be aggressive. It's different in past where the Packers were all out aggressiveness. Now it's sit, read, be smart, and then react. Holland, outstanding job that time.
Greg Bell, number 42, in at tailback with Buford McGee, the fullback, on 3rd and goal inside the 1. Bell, touchdown Rams. The second turnover by the Packers costs them dearly, as with 10:14 to go in the first quarter, Greg Bell and the Rams take it in.
Right tackle, that's the right end in goal line situations. Number 72, Cox, down inside, Caves Anderson down inside, and boy, just opened up a nice hole that time for White as he went off his block for the touchdown.
6-0 Los Angeles as Mike Lansford comes in out of Holohan's hold to attempt the extra point, and it is good. So the Rams take a 7-0 lead here in the first quarter at Green Bay, and will return to Lambeau Field in just a minute.
Well, Bell, for one, he said, I'm happy to be playing football. And the thing I like about this offense is that it allows me the opportunity to catch a 5-yard pass and go 60 yards. So what he's saying is this offense has big play capabilities for running backs. And this guy is equally well at catching passes out of the backfield as he is running with it.
He, too, had a fine preseason. So Mike Lansford will kick it off. And back deep to receive for the Green Bay Packers again, Jefferson and Fullwood. 7-0 Los Angeles. Jefferson at the 5, fumbles it again, and hauled down at the 7. Anthony Newman again with a big play, and again Jefferson having a problem holding on to the ball.
Well, you have to ask yourself now, if this young man's fumbled 2 already in the first quarter on special teams, maybe it's now a chance to get him out of there and let him settle down. Let Fullwood handle all your punt returning and kick returning, because he's excellent at it, and get Jefferson out of there. Right now he's hurting this football team.
And it all began with an outstanding return that would have given the Packers excellent field position to start the game, followed by a fumble. And so Lindy Infante's new offense has not had any field position with which to work as yet. 1st and 10 from the 8. Andy Wright under pressure again, gets it away, incomplete, intended for Brent Fullwood. Sean Miller, the rookie out of, not a rookie, but out of Utah State, with the pressure on Randy Wright.
Wright looking left. This is a system that Infante has put in. A lot of people say that this guy's very complicated, very confusing. They call him an offensive genius, and he hates that. He said this system is very simple to understand. Epps comes in. He's only been in camp 10 days, goes out, catches 5 passes for 102 yards in their first preseason game. He says it's a very easy system to understand.
But difficult to operate when you're backed up against your own goalpost. 2nd down and 10. Incomplete, intended for Ed West, the tight end. Vince Newsom with the coverage. So it'll be 3rd and 10, still at the 8.
That's an Eagle defense the Rams are using, putting 2 defensive linemen down, and then Mark Giroux, 59, comes up at nose tackle, and it's very confusing for the Packer offensive line. They right now are very confused, do not know who to block, not allowing Randy White enough time, Wright that is, to set up, read his coverage, and then deliver the ball to the open receiver.
4 defensive backs in for Los Angeles on 3rd and 10. On his own goal line, Wright completes it. Perry Kemp with a 1st down at the 21. Mel Owens saying he not only made the tackle but came up with the football, but he'll lose the argument. It's 1st down Green Bay.
This is the first time that the Rams did not come out with an all-out pressure on Wright. Only 4 defensive linemen rushing the Packer quarterback. Now that allows him time to set up. Beautiful job by Kemp of going down, running his route, getting past the 1st down marker, setting down in the little zone, and then Wright delivering the football to him.
That is the first earned 1st down of the ball game by either team. Except for the touchdown.
Eagle defense by the Rams.
Wright with a quick dump off over the middle of West, and it's knocked incomplete. He never had possession, and again it was Mel Owens, 58, who made the stop.
Look at this. This is an Eagle defense with 2 defensive ends, or down in 2 defensive ends, and then there are 5 linebackers in the football game who can either blitz or drop off in coverage. Mark Giroux, 59, is actually the nose tackle. Now notice from the outside, Ekron, 55, he blitzes to the outside, and what the Packers are trying to do when they see this is get a back out over the middle where everyone is leaving, pop him the football and let him run.
It's working for the Rams. The Packers are taking a tremendous amount of time at the line of scrimmage.
Eagle defense again.
2nd down and 10. Wright gets away from pressure, incomplete as he overthrows Walter Stanley, who was wide open, but there is a penalty flag down at the line of scrimmage.
Pressure on Wright. Now, I said that's an Eagle, but that time it ended up being the Ram Hawk. Giroux gets down over the nose tackle, Steve, and then instead of blitzing...
Defense, number 91, 5-yard penalty, repeat the down, 2nd down.
Instead of blitzing this time, he dropped off into coverage, and so they call that their Hawk. Wright got pressure, forced his pass, and overthrew that time Stanley.
It was Kevin Green, number 91, who was offside. So it is 2nd down and 5 as the penalty moves the ball to the Green Bay 27. Right, just 1 of 5.
Go.
Fullwood, off tackle, breaks the tackle, 1st down and then some to the 37. Sean Miller on the tackle.
A lot of pressure on Fullwood, a young man who has not played well for the Packers. Extremely disappointing rookie season. Everyone has said he's got to get committed to playing football. This time, Infante brought him in. Most of the backs, all the fullbacks and tailbacks for the Packers, have to learn both halfback and fullback positions. To simplify things for Fullwood this year, Infante said, you're playing fullback, learn just that position.
Green Bay with 2 tight ends in now on first down. Fullwood again. Has room. Johnny Johnson knocks him down, but not until he gets it up to the 45-yard line. And a big first down pickup. Walter Stanley, number 87, down, making a good block to spring Fullwood.
What we're seeing exclusively is the Eagle defense by the Rams. You cannot run up the middle. It's the old Bear defense. It's impossible to go up the middle. But what you like to do is sweeps. And that time, the right guard Hallstrom and left guard Moran pull outside. Fullwood gets in their hip pocket and gets out and picks up 8 yards.
So it's second down and 10, and Fullwood now has carried 3 times and gained 20 yards. Second, about 2.5 at the Packer 45. Fullwood again, and he's hit right in the backfield. Number 54, Mike Wilcher, the veteran out of North Carolina, got about the same moment as the ball did.
Oh, thank you that I don't have to do that anymore. As I said before, the Eagle defense is something that you almost impossible to go up the middle. And that time the Packers tried to do it, but there's always a blitzer coming from somewhere. Wilcher, 54, is really Richard Dent of the Bears. That's his position, and he'll crash every time. Boy, he just met Fullwood head on.
Now the Packers with 4 wide receivers on 3rd and 5 after the loss of 3. Complete over the middle of Perry Kemp. First down. Out of bounds inside the Los Angeles 25. Mickey Sutton, number 49, bumped him out of bounds. The first big play for Green Bay.
Randy Wright is the quarterback that Infante says gives us the best chance to win. Coming from the right side of your screen, you'll see Kemp, 81. It's a crossing route. There's a blitz up the middle by Jeter, or the rush, rather. And on crossing routes against man coverage, you always run away from man coverage. Excellent job by Kemp, and a fine job by Wright getting him the football.
Perry Kemp just outrunning Leroy Irvin for a 35-yard gain. They mark it at the 23 of the Rams.
Now, nice time to do it again, Steve. You're down inside the 30. Everybody likes to play man. Play action, do it again, crossing routes.
Paul Caruth in at fullback for the Packers. And Caruth with a big hole and a gain inside the 20 to near the 19. But there is a flag down in the Green Bay backfield.
There's your holding call.
It is holding against the Packers.
You know, I always liked, when I had a big play that got me in scoring territory, the first thing I always thought as a quarterback was, hey, these guys know that I'm going to be aggressive down here. I'm not going to play vanilla. I'm going to come out and I'm going to attack you again. Scare the heck out of them. Now, I may not complete it.
Holding, offense, number 65, 10-yard penalty, repeat the down, first down.
But I may not complete it, but I'm sure as heck can let them know that I'm not going to sit back here and let them dictate to me. I'm going to dictate to them. Let's look at 65. That's the right guard, Hallstrom. You notice he's going to pull. Set up, pulls to his left, the right on your screen, and then 91 is Green. That's the linebacker. There's the hold. Little arm around, puts it behind his back. They got him for it.
Good form on a tackle. On first down, Wright pulls it down, and then he's pulled down. At about the 34 by big Alvin Wright.
Alvin Wright playing in the place of injured Meisner, Greg Meisner, number 69, who's not dressed out today, but Wright playing in his place. Good job. That nose tackle is the worst position in football. I mean, it's the worst. You got 3 guys hitting you, plus a lot of times a fullback or an H-back, and I wouldn't want that job, and I hope this guy's making lots of money, because that's the worst position to play.
You get real dirty, too.
You can't help but get dirty.
Second down, 20 yards to go.
Now the Rams have gotten out of their eagle.
Right from the LA 33, incomplete, intended for number 87, Walter Stanley, and it was Leroy Irvin who had the coverage.
Steve, one of the things that Infante says that's very important for the quarterback to have in his system is not a strong arm, but he must have a quick mind and a quick release. And that time Wright had the quick mind, but he didn't have the quick release. He knew where to go with the football. His man was open, but he delivered the ball too late.
Again, 4 wide receivers in for the Packers on 3rd down and 20. Sterling Sharp in motion. Wright gets away, but gets very little yardage. In fact, will lose a few as Freddie Stokes finally chases him down from behind. Kevin Green with the initial pressure, and Wright couldn't find anybody open.
Well, that's why these fans like Mikowski, the other quarterback, they always have these, let's have a pick in the paper. Let's pick our quarterback, and Mikowski was the fans' favorite. One of the reasons was he has athletic skills. He can get out of the pocket and run with the football, something that Wright does not do very well. Fan polls. Gee, don't you love them?
Well, fans have a right to their opinion.
The right. Ha-ha, there's the answer.
Bracken's punt headed for the end zone, and they'll make it for the touchback. A 36-yard punt. 5 minutes and 10 seconds remain in the first quarter here in Green Bay. It's Los Angeles 7 and the Packers nothing. Rams lead it 7-0 with 5:10 remaining in the first quarter. The Packers had a significant drive of 54 yards, 12 plays, and they ran 5 minutes off the clock, but they were unable to score. And Jim Everett and the Rams take over, first down at their own 20. Everett throwing it out to Henry Ellard and complete for a first down at the 32, covered by Mark Lee.
Take a look at Everett smiling. He really is happy with this system. I asked him about it, and he said, well, it's a 3-5-7 system. First 1, 2, 3, he's covered. 4, 5, stop, he's covered. 6, 7, there he is, boom, then get in the football. It's a read system while you're going back, and it takes a long time to learn it, but he's got it down.
Other than the touchdown, that's the Rams' first down as they mark it at the 32.5. Charles White hit immediately. So extracurricular activity going on away from the play as Sean Patterson got into it. But Robert Brown, number 93, with great penetration. Not much has been generated offensively by LA, and of course that Green Bay drive giving them 54 of those 66 yards, but the Rams have the lead.
Well, we opened the telecast with the fact that we were talking about offense, but the storyline has been defense and turnovers. Look at this, 2 by Green Bay, 1 leading to a Rams score.
Greg Bell now in the tailback as Everett fakes to him, and he completes the pass to the tight end Damone Johnson, number 86, and Johnson.
Play action. I love play action. I never was that good at it, but a big guy like Everett, who takes a while to get those long legs going, a little play action going one way, kind of holds the linebackers, allows him to get outside, and then he has all these options. One receiver, 2 receiver, and then the option to run, which I don't think he'll take. I think he'll throw it. But it's a good scheme, very well set up.
Johnson out of bounds at the 40, run out of bounds by Johnny Hall. So it is 3rd and 3. Complete to Holohan for the first down. He was hit immediately by John Dorsey, number 99, but he held on, and the Rams have another first down at their own 44.
Well, that's a pre-designed play for the tight end Holohan, or the H-back in this system, the guy they picked up from the Chargers for a 4th-round draft choice. To the right of your screen, he'll go down, up the field, set up, and then come back across the middle. And there's the throw by Everett. Ooh, nice catch.
Charles White back in at tailback, and he has the football. Lead of about 3. Mark Murphy, the strong safety, coming up from the secondary, and Sean Patterson, number 96, also in on the stop. So it'll be 2nd down, about 7.5 to go.
Cowboys, Steelers, how about that? Those Steelers are hard to beat at home,
Do you miss
especially when the Cowboys are there.
Do you miss it?
No, I like being here with you, big guy.
I'm with you, so that's safer.
I'll have to pay as many, you know, my income tax is low now.
Everett over the middle and complete again to Ellard, who made a fine catch while rolling on the ground, and another Los Angeles first down, now in Green Bay territory, and about the 42. Mark Lee, 22 on the coverage.
This is an offense. For the fans listening, this is the old Charger offense, and it's an option offense where the receivers have loads of options. If the guy sits inside, he goes outside. If he sits still, he goes by him. If he sits inside, he goes outside. That time, Ellard, since his man was outside, he went inside. He was wide open.
Double wideouts to the far side for the Rams on 1st and 10 at the Green Bay 42. Incomplete, and Everett appeared to be perhaps throwing it away as the intended receiver, Gaston Green, was well covered. Again, it was Mark Lee.
Mark Lee, outstanding job. 2 theories of throwing the football if you have a strong arm. Number 1, if he's open, throw it to him. Number 2, if he's not open, throw it anyway. That time, Everett said, throw it anyway.
Sort of reminds me of your philosophy.
Yeah, and then the guys up here in the booth say, you know, they'll say, ooh, wow, did he thread the needle? See how that works?
If it's complete. 2nd down and 10. It was Ellard, not Green, who was the intended receiver. Here's Bell. Big hole. Inside the 35 and still fighting for more as he gets to the 34 before he's pushed back. Ken Stills, number 29 in the secondary, leading the charge.
There's the pulling guards again, and the old sweep by Bell. If the flow goes outside, then the running back cuts back against the flow, and that's exactly what happened with guards Newberry and Love leading the way. They seal their guys outside. Bell saw that, cut back against the grain.
Minute and a half remaining in the first quarter. Los Angeles leading 7-0, and they are driving with a 3rd and about 3 at the Green Bay 34. Robert Del Pino in for the first time, and Del Pino dropped for a loss at the 35. Mark Murphy, the strong safety, up from the secondary with a big hit.
The worst place to run against the Packers in this situation is wide because of the quickness of their safeties and the support by their linebackers. I think it's impossible to go out wide on them. I think you either do play action or else run up the middle because they're so quick to the outside and their support catches up with you.
Mike Lansford will attempt a field goal. Pete Holohan will do the holding at the 43 or 42. It'll be officially a 52-yard attempt. Line drive kick under the crossbar. Not quite enough and no good. So the Packers hold with 34 seconds remaining in the quarter. Still 7-0 Los Angeles. We'll be back to Green Bay in just a minute. Hurricanes have Florida State's number. 1st and 10, Green Bay. Fake the reverse and pitch to Caruth, but he can't hold on as Wright overthrows him, and it's incomplete. 2nd and 10.
A little fancy play action here on 1st. Look at Wright. He's so frustrated. That time when Carew went up, Carew's timing on his leap to catch a pass was a little bit off because as the ball reached its what's the top? What do you call it? Axiom?
Zenith.
Oh, the zenith. Very good. As it reached its zenith, he was going beneath us. How's that? He was coming down.
In other words, poor timing.
That's what happens when you try to get fancy with words.
Throwing long over the middle. Sharp trying to come back for the ball, but it's incomplete. Leroy Irvin had Sterling Sharp well covered, and the ball was underthrown. And Wright, 2 of 9 so far.
In an offense, when Linty Infante was talking to us, in an offense that he said a quarterback in this system should be a 59 to 62% completion quarterback, and his average per yield per attempted pass should exceed 8 points or 8 yards per attempt. That's not the case here going in the first quarter.
It is 3rd down and 10. 6 defensive backs in for the Rams, and the Packers are 2 of 4 on 3rd down conversion. Wright has time. Corey Kemp has it knocked out. Rams say they have it.
They're calling this an incompletion. An excellent job by Wright of avoiding the rush and getting the pass off, but I thought it was a completion and then a fumble, but the side judge saying no.
Well, they're conferring now. It did appear as if he had possession.
Okay, there's the throw. There's Kemp. There's the catch. Now he's got the football. Now the ball is knocked out of his hands, and Stanley is standing there, and he lets it get away. Hey, that's a fumble. That should be Rams football.
The conference, Dick Hantak, the referee, now wearing the white hat, something else that's new this year in the NFL.
Good guys always wear the white hat. Used to have the black hat. Now it's the white hat with no stripes. Now there's another angle. Kemp, there he is, 81. Does he have control? There, it's in his hands. There's the completion. There's the fumble. Stanley has an opportunity to recover it.
Has been ruled incomplete on the field.
Bad call.
Well, they did not go to the replay official, Jack Fetty, who's the replay official today and was a line judge in the NFL for 23 years. They made the decision on the field. So the possession, one of the things that can be reviewed.
By instant replay, the play has been ruled completed pass.
Thank you.
With a fumble recovered by Los Angeles, first down.
Well, they did go to the replay finally, and they got it right in doing so, and that's the reason they have the replay.
That's on a change of possession. This is the exact time to do it. Now there's the throw to Kemp, 81. Kemp will juggle the football. Notice there he juggling. Now he has possession. Now the hit. Now the fumble by Stanley, 87, and then the recover by Owens, 58.
So turnovers continuing to plague the Packers as the Rams have a 1st and 10 at the Green Bay 44. They lead 7-0 with seconds remaining in the first quarter. Everett with a lot of time. Incomplete, intended for Pete Holohan, the H-back, but overthrown. Mark Murphy on the coverage.
I think it'd be very accurate if we said right now that neither one of these offenses are at their maximum. I don't think either one of the quarterbacks are playing particularly well. And I credit that with defense. We came in talking about offense, but the thing that's been surprising is the Eagle defense by the Rams, and an all-out linebacker defense that's called the backer by the Packers. Backer by the Packers.
The chess game goes on as each tries to counteract the other. Charles White with a huge hole inside the 40 to about the 38. Dragged down by Ken Stills, number 29. So the time runs out here in the first quarter on Charles White's 7-yard run. Rams lead it 7-0.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by Miller Brewing Company, sole sponsor of the U.S. Olympic Training Centers. Toyota, there's quality. Who could ask for anything more? And by Minwax Wood Finishes. Minwax makes wood beautiful.
Start the second quarter here at Green Bay. Los Angeles leading the Packers 7-0, and the Rams moving the football as they have 3rd and 3 at the Green Bay 37. We have seen a different offensive look from Los Angeles. It's not the ram it down your throat running game of John Robinson anymore, although it is a part of their offensive scheme. Jim Everett has been passing and has been throwing effectively, and he wants to again. He swings it out to Greg Bell. Bell covered by 3 Packers. Still picks up a little bit of extra yardage as he gets down near the 35. Tim Harris and John Dorsey were waiting for him.
This single back offense the Rams are using is an offense that it just drives people crazy, because that time they came out with 2 wide receivers and 2 tight ends and only 1 back, and then Everett can use both sides of the football field and flood it with 2 receivers, and that time he chose to go to the left, hit the wide flare, or what's called a wide flare. Not enough for the first down, though.
And the Rams are going to go for it on 4th and 1 at the 35. Now they call timeout. So Everett apparently unsure as 3 offensive players came in, including Charles White. So discretionarily, he wants to talk it over, and wisely so. We'll be right back. Just barely into the second quarter. That's the story of the game, and primarily the top line. Green Bay with 3 turnovers, and the Rams in Green Bay territory again, leading by 7. 4th down and 1 at the Packer 35.
spreading everyone out. There's always a chance here that Everett, the quarterback, could not have a play call, and they just tried to draw Green Bay offside.
On 4th and 1, Everett throws it to Del Pino, first down at the 31. Mark Murphy, the strong safety, number 37, dragging him down. But the Rams gamble and make it. It'll be 1st and 10 at the 30.
They love Del Pino. This is a young man that got lost going to training camp, but he didn't get lost running that route. Knew where to go, got his first down. Johnny Robinson, when he talks about him, just bites his tongue, holds back the superlatives, because he said this kid can run, he can catch, he's everything and more than we ever dreamed of.
A 5th-round draft choice out of the University of Missouri, and many feel a real steal. Everett on 1st and 10 hits Holohan. A 7 or 8 yard gain down near the 22. And again, it was Mark Murphy, the strong safety, making the tackle. John Robinson, Terry, always liked the ball control type of offense, and he used the running game. Now he's using the passing game and controlling the ball as well.
Well, you have to give it, you have to really compliment Robinson, because he's taking a big chance here by saying, okay, fine, we'll go to the passing. He realizes that if the Rams are to get to the Super Bowl, they're not going to do it by running the football 75% of the time. He wants a 50-50 or a 45 blend of running and passing.
On 2nd down, Charles White near the first down marker as he gets to the 20 and possibly inside the 20. He appears to have the first down. Johnny Holland, number 50, and Mark Murphy again combined to make the stop.
I want to go back and say, because I may have left some people straight, that 45%, 55% ratio is 45 running, 55 passing, and it used to be 80-20, 80 running and 20 passing. So he's gone out and said, yes, if we're going to get there, we've got to have the balance, and we're going to do it with this offense.
Greg Bell now in a running back as the Rams did get the first down just inside the 20. Knocked down by Murphy. Intended for Holohan, a little behind him, and a fine play by Mark Murphy as Tim Harris, number 97, about the only big pass rusher the Packers have, was putting on the pressure.
Murphy, the strong safety, 37. The major difference in this camp, the Packer camp, and the ones of the past, was he said that it's more mental preparation, more concentration on behalf of our defense, especially our secondary. When Forrest Gregg was here, it was just taught, aggressive, aggressive, be aggressive. At that time, he was Forrest Gregg. He was aggressive.
Consequently, 2nd down and 10 from the 20.
Blitz.
Bell gets a block, turns the corner, and dives for some more yardage inside the 15. They'll mark it at the 13, and again, Mark Murphy, 37, who's had to make a lot of tackles today, brought him down.
That's the 3rd time now that the Rams have gone to the sweep, pulling both guards, Love and Newberry, getting out wide, and a really smart job that time by Bell. He just didn't sprint out there. He kind of just glided along, waited for things to unfold, develop, and then made his decision and went outside.
That's that phrase coaches love, waiting for something to develop.
Exactly. Sounds good. Fancy. Now we're in that old territory where everyone plays man-to-man coverage, and they love to blitz.
3rd and a long 2. Fake to Bell. A screen pass the other way to the tight end, Damone Johnson, inside the 5.
Steve, that play is a play that San Diego used against the Steelers in 1983 for 2 touchdowns to Kevin Winslow to beat us there. It's called 238 throwback, middle screen to the tight end. There's the play action. There's your 2 action. Sprinting out right is Everett. Turning around. There comes our tight end, Damone Johnson. Now he just tries to outrun everyone and get in the end zone.
Damone Johnson, a new look tight end for the Rams. They used to have a big prototype tackle.
David Hill, right? He was a big load, but Robinson said he couldn't run 10 yards.
Under the new offense, they need
White
something
flag.
different. There comes Bell. Can he hold on? Yes, touchdown. Greg Bell juggling the ball, falls it in as he crosses the goal line, and the Rams take a 13-0 lead.
Now we're looking at the offense, designed, it's working, everyone is on the same page. Beautiful job by Everett. There's the motion, but McGee outside, he's blocking. Everett coming out, he reads the wide receiver first, He's open in the corner also. Linebackers get deep. Bell finally catches the football and gets inside the little corner there for a touchdown. Good job by Everett.
Lansford on to attempt the extra point as Bell has scored both Ram touchdowns. And again, Lansford, Mr. Automatic, good again. 10:31 left to play in the first half here in Green Bay. The Packers trail the Los Angeles Rams 14-0. Greg Bell making his presence known in Los Angeles. In a conversation with us yesterday, Terry said he'd like to have a Roger Craig type of season.
Well, he understands what his abilities are. He knows he can run with the football. He knows he can catch it. And there's even talk that this guy may be the ideal back for the Rams if they stay with a one-back offense because of his pass-catching ability.
Lansford kicks it off. Bullwood lets it bounce. Takes it at the 10. Looking for room. And he gets it out across the 25 before he's hauled down by Michael Stewart. Now let's go down to New York and Brent Musburger for an NFL Today update. Thanks, Brent. And Randall Cunningham apparently looks very good.
Randall Cunningham may be the most exciting quarterback because of his athletic skills. This guy can smoke with his feet, can really run, but he also can throw the football well. 2 TDs, not bad.
Green Bay 1st and 10 from their own 26. A fake to Fullwood. Right, rolling away from the pressure, now throwing back. Incomplete. Intended for Kenneth Davis out of the backfield. Leroy Irvin with the coverage. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Right, 3 of 11 passing. Well, the turnovers have really hurt the Packers as 2 of the 3 have led directly to the 14 points the Rams have scored.
And Fonte can't be pleased. Fumbles. You know, when you're a young football team like these Packers, you can't afford to come in and give the football to a team like the Rams, who, by the way, hey, they're pretty young themselves.
2nd down and 10, still at the Green Bay 26. Bullwood. Hit as he crosses the line, but falls forward out near the 30 to the 29. Carl Eckern, 13-year veteran out of San Jose State, greeted him rudely. It'll be 3rd and about 7. Right again to throw. Complete to Stanley and a 1st down. Mickey Sutton with the coverage. But Walter Stanley, in his 5th year out of Little Mesa College in Arizona, with a big play.
This fine throw by Wright. Stanley at the top of your screen. He will come down, just drive his man off, feels the pressure, leans in, then goes back out. And actually, Mickey Sutton's got excellent coverage on him, but Stanley and Wright hook up for a nice throw. Stanley coming in, they asked him, was he worried about Sterling Sharp, the #1 draft choice of the Packers? He know future All-Pros don't worry about things like that, but he has yet to make the Pro Bowl.
He made a big play, however. His 1st downs have been hard to come by for the Packers. Davis trying to pick his way through a bunch of green shirts as well as white shirts, and Vince Newsom, the safety number 22, and Eckern brought him down. He did pick up a couple, however, to the 49, where it'll be 2nd and 8.
In this Packer attack, the key man is the fullback. He's the man who will do all the running in from between tackle and tackle. And the halfback, he'll be the motion man, and he'll be the guy that'll run occasionally, block occasionally, but primarily he'll be a pass receiver.
Kevin Green, who had such an outstanding preseason for the Rams, limps off the field with some type of ankle, knee, or leg injury. Brett Ferragnez, number 51, replaces him. 2nd down, Wright going long, and Irvin intercepts it. A penalty flag goes down. And Irvin down at about the 29 after picking it off near the 10. But there is a flag down at the 15-yard line.
Right through this football to the outside, but there's a tremendous wind blowing back to the inside, and that wind brought the ball right back inside. Now, whether or not Irvin's going to be called for pass interference, I don't know. But I saw that wind bring that ball from the outside back inside and made it easier for Irvin to make the interception.
There was contact, but it remains to be seen against whom the penalty will be called. Now, this year, they have changed the rules a little bit to lighten up on the pass interference and to give the defensive backs a little more freedom with incidental type of contact.
Well, you're allowed now to do a little chicken fighting, but you can't impede the direction in which the receiver is going.
There is no flag on the play. Pass is not catchable. Interception by Los Angeles. First down.
Now, this ball was thrown to the outside. You're going to see the route down inside. There's Stanley down inside, leans inside on Irvin. Now, they're stride for stride. The ball is to the outside. Now, watch the ball come back to the inside. There, now Irvin turns around and says, holy cow, happy birthday, right in my hands.
They ruled it not catchable, but Irvin certainly caught it. Steve Zabriskie along with Terry Bradshaw from sold-out Lambeau Field here in cloudy Green Bay, Wisconsin. And the home folks aren't too happy. One of the main reasons is because they trail 14-0 and have turned the ball over 4 times. The fourth one leading to this drive as Charles White takes the pitch and gets across the 30 for a gain of 1 or 2 to the 31 before John Dorsey, number 99, brings him down.
Dorsey, inside linebacker, number 99 for the Packers, playing in the place of Brian Noble, who by the way is a holdout here in Green Bay, and his picture is on the program cover today. And to say the least, Lenny Infante is pretty upset about it.
Kind of an embarrassing thing for the Packers. Second down and 9. Holohan with a reception. And Mark Murphy brings him down at the 39. Close to the first down, but a couple of yards short. It'll be 3rd and about 2.
I love the way this Ram offense operates. If the corners play way off your wide receivers, and this kind of Holohan goes out wide, they have virtually no respect for his speed, so they back off and allow him the opportunity to run down 5 or 6 yards unmolested. Everett just turns around, sees it, and pops in with the football and picks up 9 yards.
Packers have had 6 possessions now, and 4 of them have started in Green Bay territory. This is only the second one that has not. Charles White on the sweep. Hit from behind. An excellent play by Johnny Holland to prevent White from picking up the first down. It'll be 4th and 2.
Johnny Holland says this defense that we're playing now, this aggressive style, smart man thinking defense, number 50 Holland comes up, allows us to make big plays. That time Holland shoots through and nails White in the backfield, short of the first down.
Camarillo on to do the punting. And again, it's Norman Jefferson who is back deep. Camarillo just does get it away. Jefferson retreating to the 20-yard line. In trouble, and a flag goes down. At the spot of the tackle where James Washington made the tackle on Jefferson, a flag is thrown. A 42-yard punt into the wind by Rich Camarillo. Illegal use of hands, the preliminary indication from referee Dick Hancock. Terry's chart almost blew out of the booth.
Was that one of the all-time great grabs? Honest to goodness.
Illegal blocking back on return, number 32. Penalized half the distance to the goal. First down.
Illegal block in the back. This is what almost blew out of the booth.
Honestly, it was just floating out there, and like a great wide receiver.
I'll tell you were no more for throwing than catching. That's one of the greatest catches I ever saw.
Panic set in my heart.
Look at that wind blowing, and it's virtually into the face of Camarillo, but he boots it 42 yards anyway. The illegal block from the back penalty moves it inside the 10. So again, Green Bay with horrible field position. Davis outside the 10 to the 11 before he's dragged down. Gain of 2 or 3 yards is all. It'll be second down.
You'll notice Epps, 85, Philip Epps coming into the football game, and Infante likes a lot of motion between the huddle and the sideline. You'll see motion back and forth, wide receivers bringing in the plays, create all kinds of uncertainty on behalf of the Rams.
They never know whether the player that's coming in is bringing in the play or if 2 or more wide receivers are going to stay in the game. He likes to keep them guessing. This time, Ken Davis way outside the wideout on the near sideline. Wright has time, and he's throwing long for Davis, but overthrows it. Incomplete at the 45. Johnny Johnson had the coverage.
Got the matchup. They got a free safety out on a speedster, and Davis, it's just a one-man route. Everybody else blocking. I'm going to try to burn you deep with Davis, and Johnson, boy, just did a super job. Johnson loves their new scheme. He loves the Eagle because he said it allows us to be aggressive. And if we're going to be a Super Bowl contending football team like the Giants, like the Redskins, we have to develop a style of defense that promotes aggressiveness, and that's why he likes this new Eagle defense by the Rams.
Wright only 4 of 14 passing. It is 3rd down and 8. And he dumps it off out of the backfield to Paul Ott-Carruth. And Paul Ott is out to the 14 before Leroy Irvin knocks him down. It's not enough for the first down. Paul Ott-Carruth, related to the late great baseball star Mel Ott, and uses that as his given name.
And one of the all-time great football names. I'm kind of big on football names, but doesn't it have a little bite to it? Paul Ott-Carruth.
The guy's got to be a fullback.
Steve Zabriskie. Not much to that.
No.
Paul Ott's got a lot of strength to him.
Mickey Sutton back to receive Bracken's punt. Bracken will be kicking it away from just outside his own goal line.
Whoa.
Sutton at the 45 gets away. He may go.
He's gone.
Holland from behind. Johnny Holland runs him down inside the 15, and the Rams just keep pouring it on. Big return by Mickey Sutton.
Where did Holland come from? Quarterback out of high school showed me all kinds of speed. We're going to see an excellent job. There's Sutton going up to the right. Then he'll cut back, picks up his wall, goes inside. Now, when he breaks back to the right here, I think he is gone. But look at Holland 50, just runs him down. In the meetings Monday, the players will let Sutton know about a linebacker running him down.
Negative yardage for the Packers, a 43-yard punt, but a 46-yard return by Sutton. 1st and 10, Green Bay. Charles White looking for a hole, finding none, and going down at the line of scrimmage, the 11, in the grasp of John Anderson, number 59.
I wonder what White thinks about this one-back offense, especially since he has been programmed his entire running career, starting with Southern Cal, as being a tailback in the eye. He's back there by himself now, and it's got to be a little disheartening to him to realize that he's in a different position and he's running virtually by himself up the middle.
White talking to John Robinson, as now there are 3 backs in the backfield, and the H-back Holohan in motion. Everett, touchdown, Henry Ellard. Veteran Dave Brown tried to take it away, but Henry Ellard cut right in front of him and scores. But there is a penalty flag thrown in the end zone about at the point.
Defensive pass interference, number 32. Penalty is declined. Touchdown.
And it was Dave Brown against whom it was called.
2 things happen on the goal line. You have to have a quarterback with a quick, strong arm. Number 2, you have to have receivers that get in between the safeties and the corners fast. And this time there's a little play action. There's a rapid fire by Everett and a quick little slant by Ellard. Takes a strong arm to complete that.
So Mike Lansford, who's been busy, will attempt another extra point, and again he is perfect. 4 minutes and 6 seconds remaining in the first half, and the Rams take a 21-0 lead on this play.
Lower left of your screen, 32 is Dave Brown coming to the Packers in a trade with Seattle. There's a quick slant by Ellard. Brown is behind him. Now it appears that this is Brown's fault, but actually Stills, the weak safety, was to come over and give him help. He didn't do so. He got there too late, allowed the strong arm Everett just enough seam to fire the football into Ellard.
And Henry Ellard able to hold on to that football in spite of the contact that apparently happened right before the catch. Well, next week, right here on the NFL on CBS, here's what you'll be seeing. Either Tampa Bay taking on these same Green Bay Packers. It'll be the San Francisco 49ers and the New York Giants. two teams favored to be in the hunt, or Chicago and Indianapolis. Be sure to check your local listings for the game in your area. The NFL on CBS next Sunday, right here on most of these same stations. Industry in Green Bay. There's not as much as there once was, as this is primarily a farming area, a lot of land dotted with silos. But some industry still remains at the mouth of the bay here in upper Wisconsin. And the rain has stayed away. It rained the last couple of days, but not so far today. Lansford with a squib kick down near the 30 of Green Bay. And number 90, Nate Hill, rookie defensive end out of Auburn, appeared to fall on the ball, but let's see. A little pushing and shoving, Fullwood and others having a disagreement. But the Packers retain possession, and they will begin this drive at their own 34.
I wonder if it was a planned squib kick or whether or not it was just the Lansford slip, because I would want to kick it down the field and have an opportunity for Jefferson to fumble it again.
Sometimes a guy just hits the top half of the ball, and that happens inadvertently. Fullwood, the lone setback, and again Davis split far to the right side. Sterling Sharp in motion. West, the tight end, on a screen, but no help. Dropped inside the 30. Jerry Gray coming up quickly to drop him for a loss, as they'll mark it at the 29.
That's a screenplay designed for the tight end, but the problem they had was that the pass got out to the tight end before the blockers got there, and West grabbed the football and took off. He should have waited a second and let his blockers get out there, or the timing should have been set up where it would develop a little slower, allowing both guards and tackles to get out and block for him. He was out there by himself.
And Lindy Infante has told us that timing is everything in the implementation of this offense. So far, it hasn't worked very well at all. Right with time, but nobody open. Now he gets it to Sharp. Sharp breaks the tackle and gets to the Los Angeles 40 before Vince Newsom hauls him down from behind. That's Walter Stanley, not Sharp, made the reception.
'54 Wilshire, as I told you earlier, in the Bear defense, he would be Richard Dent. He's going to put the pressure. Cummings sheds his blocker, crossed on the left tackle. Now Wright feels the pressure by Wilshire, gets hit, and did an excellent job of touch passing right over the linebackers and got it into the hands of Stanley, who is very exciting once he gets the ball in his hands.
Stanley with the biggest play of the day for Green Bay, and a 1st and 10 at the Los Angeles 40. A fake to Davis. Oh! And a sack by Mel Owens. Back near midfield, Randy Wright with no chance as Mel Owens came virtually untouched.
When a team has a big play on you, especially on a defense, one of the things that you fear as a defense, we can't allow them to get into our territory, so we'll come out and we'll blitz our linebackers. Mel Owens coming from the outside. No one picked him up. A play action makes it impossible for a quarterback to read the blitz. So there he is, play action. He turns around and bang, gets hit by Mel Owens.
We're near the 2-minute warning here near the end of the first half. And it will occur before Wright can get the play off. 2 minutes remain in the first half at Green Bay. The Rams lead the Packers 21-0. Final 2 minutes of the first half. It has been all Los Angeles so far, and one of the reasons is that Green Bay has turned the ball over to the Rams 4 times. Here's the drives, and you can see they started from their own 9 and had the best drive they'd had, an 11-play drive, but couldn't sustain it. And then the other 2, all 4 within their own territory, 2 of the 4 ending with turnovers. 2nd down and 20 yards to go after the sack of Wright. Ball at midfield. Again, Wright under pressure. A flag is thrown at the line of scrimmage by the umpire. Perhaps a holding penalty. Gary Jeter, 77, with a lot of pressure on Randy Wright.
Jeter, pass rush specialist, getting inside, occupies 2 offensive linemen. It's bad enough that the quarterback has to throw the ball away or get sacked.
Offense, number 57, declined. Quarterback was in the ground. 3rd down.
There you go. There's your sack. The bad thing about that is if you're going to hold, hold them. You know, don't let him get to the quarterback. Hold him.
He had holding, and then he got to him anyway. At the 41-yard line, they ruled that Wright was in the grasp and in control. So it is a sack, and now it's 3rd down and 29. Complete. And a fine catch by Perry Kemp, who was blasted immediately by Leroy Irvin. And Kemp has been one of the few bright spots for the Packers today.
And in talking to the Infante, who is the offensive coordinator as well as quarterback coach for the Packers, the name Perry Kemp was never brought up as actually coming in here. He had the number 40. He just got his new number 81 as of yesterday. So we had no idea who the guy was. And now today he's the one who has made the big catches.
But it's still well short of the first down. It's 4th down and 17. 1 minute 20 as you see remaining. And timeout is called by the Rams.
This is a 40-second timeout.
So 1:20 remaining, 21-0 Los Angeles. We'll be back in just a minute. Brackett on to punt with 1:20 remaining in the half on 4th down and 17. Mickey Sutton back deep to receive along with Leroy Irvin. Brackett gets it away with the help of the wind, hangs it high. Sutton called for the fair catch and then got away from it, and it'll roll dead near the 5 where it is touched, and a penalty flag is thrown back at the line of scrimmage. So they will bring it back. It is against Green Bay as Dick Hantrack makes the preliminary indication.
Illegal man downfield.
And here's the call.
Illegal motion, offense, number 23, 5-yard penalty, repeat the down, 4th down.
So you can't anyone move on these punts. 2 guys can go. The others have to wait till they hear the pop of the football.
And it was Tiger Green, George Tiger Green, who downed the ball, who was called for the illegal motion. So it moves the ball back to the 47. Bracken will hit it again. And he drives this one. It lands inside the 5, goes in and out of the end zone for the touchback with exactly 1 minute remaining in the half.
Well, they lost 15 yards on that, had Rams backed up to the 5, and then Bracken just kicked the ball away. Normally, punters in this situation, Steve, will try to angle the ball off to the right or the left and maybe get a roll out on the 10 or, you know, get a good bounce and get it out on the 5, but he just let it rip down the middle.
Well, here's what's coming up next at halftime. Brant Irv, Dick Butkus, and the NFL Today at halftime with scores and highlights for you. Also an update on the U.S. Open. And we will hear from America's newest tennis star, Andre Agassi. It is raining in New York City, so the U.S. Open plagued by rain throughout its first week. Buford McGee, the ball carrier, on 1st down, and Ken Stills made the tackle in the secondary as the clock continues to run, now with 46 seconds remaining in the half. Good yardage, a gain of close to 9 yards by McGee. It'll be 2nd and 1.
You could probably question that call, a little fake action handoff up the middle, and why not throw the football? As much success as the Rams are having now, but efforts throwing into a strong wind, and the areas that are going to be open right now are going to be 20 to 25 yards down the field, and when that ball is going against the wind, a lot of funny things happen, and the Rams could turn the ball over.
Bell, the ball carrier, on 2nd and 1, has the 1st down as he gets out near the 32 before he's shoved back. Jerry Boyarski doing the tackling, and again some extracurricular activity away from the ball.
A little frustration on behalf of the Packers. Sean Patterson getting in there, taking a little shot. Now the fans are booing. This has not been a good opening half for the Packers of '88.
Well, it may be a short honeymoon for Lindy Infante. The Rams lead it 21-0 at halftime.
CBS Sports coverage of the National Football League is sponsored by AT&T, the right choice. And by the Bartles & James Premium Wine Cooler Company. is sponsored by Oldsmobile, who invite you to test drive a new Oldsmobile soon at your nearest Oldsmobile dealer. Shop Vac Wet Dry Vacuums. If it doesn't say Shop Vac, keep shopping. And by Miller Lite. When it comes to great taste, there's only one light beer. Miller Brewing is the exclusive beer sponsor of today's telecast.
Steve Zabriskie and Terry Bradshaw back with you at Lambeau Field in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where the Los Angeles Rams lead the Packers 21-0 at halftime. And turnovers, the big story in the ball game. The first half statistics are really bent with turnovers because 4 have been committed by Green Bay. Randy Wright with 1 interception, 3 fumbles. And you mentioned earlier, Terry, about how much time the Packers spend. Lindy Infante has about 80-90 minutes a day on special teams, and yet the turnovers primarily have happened on special team plays.
They spend 30 minutes in a meeting before the actual team meeting. Then they spend 30 minutes in pre-practice going over special teams, all situations. And then during practice, another 20 minutes, 30, 30, 60, 20, that's 80 minutes. But one thing that you can block everybody in the world, Steve, but you have got to hold on to the football once you are hit. And that's been the story so far. Norman Jefferson has dropped 2 footballs. He's given them back, fumbled them after he's been hit. Good special teams, but you've got to hold on to the football.
And 3 of the 4 turnovers have led directly to the 21 points that the Rams have scored. Additionally, Infante's offense not really clicking. They haven't been able to get what they want to do done not because it doesn't work, but because they haven't been able to execute it. I guess it's the only thing you can say at this point.
Well, it's an offense that it's a systematic offense that everyone has to be, the gears all have to be going, and everyone has to be on the same page. If one man is out of sync, then the whole offense is out of sync, and it may look and it may appear to everyone watching this that Randy Wright is playing poorly. But if the left tackle doesn't block and the left guard doesn't block and he doesn't have time and people don't run the correct routes, then nothing good will happen. This is a good offense, but it's going to take time for it to finally develop and become a good offense.
Packers kicking off to start the second half. Sutton fighting to break a couple of tackles at the 15, but Green Bay down with good coverage. And we may have both a Packer and a Ram shaken up at the 15-yard line. Slow in getting up for Green Bay. Number 53, John Corker, who is coming off. And Robert Del Pino, number 39 for the Rams, also very slow in getting up. So here are the halftime stats as we showed you. 4 turnovers, as we mentioned. Green Bay, 5 sacks. And the average field position for the Packers, their own 22, while the Rams have started at the Green Bay 46. But now the Rams with poor field position as they begin the second half at their own 16. Charles White. Jerry Boyarski wraps him up as he crosses the line of scrimmage, but White able to fall forward to the 19 for a gain of about 3 yards. So it'll be second down and 7.
But this wind blowing like it is, and right now Everett is taking his offense into the teeth of that wind. That wind's got to be going 15, 20 miles an hour. And ideally, when you have this situation with the weather, with the wind, it'd be nice to be able to run the football, and that's what the Rams start off doing here in the second half.
Rams with their worst field position of the game. Almost intercepted, but incomplete as Ken Stills came up and nearly picked off Everett's pass. Had he done so, it probably would have led to 6.
Well, if you're going to throw the football into the teeth of the wind, one of the things that's nice is you have a strong-armed quarterback and you throw short routes. There's an all-out blitz. Everett reads the blitz, comes across to his man, his wide receiver that is. That's his tight end, actually. And then Stills see it, breaks on the ball, and lets it go through his hands.
Tim Harris had good pressure on Everett. It is now 3rd down and 7. LA at their own 19. Everett getting away from pressure. Now he'll run. Slides at the 29. More than enough for the first down. They'll mark it at the 28.
That was the first time that we have seen today where the Green Bay Packers, as you notice across the front and everyone moving around, those are all linebackers. They're not a defensive lineman on that football field. It's very confusing for the blockers. As you can see right in the center of the screen, there's a free linebacker. Now outside goes Steele. Actually, that's That's the nose man coming inside.
But that was Dorsey, a linebacker, who was lined up.
That's right.
As the nose man. So that's their backers defense. Charles White skipping and trying to pick up a yard or two is all, but Tim Harris, 97, had good penetration, and White wound up tripping right over him. They'll mark it a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9.
When we'll catch this backer defense again. 99 is Dorsey, a linebacker. It's an all-backer defense where there'll be 6 linebackers on the field and 5 defensive backs, and all that is to do is to confuse the blocking, because linemen look for defensive linemen to block. I've got him, you got him, but all of a sudden there are linebackers there. They don't know whom to block. They just say, I don't know what to do here.
2nd and 9 from the 29. Lots of time for Everett, and he completes it. Tripping out of bounds was Willie Anderson, who got both feet down. Flipper, they call him, and now it's ruled incomplete. So Anderson apparently did not get both feet inbounds.
Just a deep sideline route. There's the right foot inbounds. Now does he touch with the left foot? Toe goes down inside the white line. It's a completion. Right foot down, left foot. He drags it. Did it touch the ground? I couldn't see it from there, but if it did, it's a completion.
Looked like his toe did hit, and one of the officials signaled a catch. The other one said no, so it's 3rd and 9.
Oh, let's look at it. Let's check it over.
Time called, and while they call time, I think that's what's happening.
Now let's look at it again. The right, you
Please
have to have...
return the 30-second clock to 13 seconds. 13 seconds on the 30-second clock.
Okay, there's Flipper Anderson making the catch. He gets the left foot down, it appears that he had made the completion. It was a good completion. It should have been enough for the first down. Everett up talking to him, to the umpire, said, look, I mean the referee, is that in or out? He said, no, that's 30 seconds. We're going to return the 30-second clock.
Well, what they have this year is 45 seconds maximum between plays. Once the ball is incomplete.
For the review, play stands as called, incomplete pass, 3rd down.
So they did go to the replay official, Jack Fetty, who felt that it was not a reception. So the 30-second clock restarted. It's now down to 9, and it's 3rd and 9 for the Rams.
Backer defense by Green Bay.
Greg Bell, short yardage, a gain of 3 to the 32 is all. John Corker, Scott Stevens, both in there. Both reserve linebackers make the tackle.
Okay, this is a big down. This was a big down for the Packers. They've come out with a new defense. It stopped the Rams, and now everyone's going to go back on the sidelines. All right, that's the defense we're going to use in the second half. We'll use the backer defense, all linebackers.
Rich Camarillo will be punting into that stiff wind that's coming out of the north. And Norman Jefferson, who has had a problem holding on to the football, is back to receive. Penalty flags are thrown. The punt is not a good one. Camarillo's punt going out of bounds near the 40 of Green Bay, but flags thrown at the line of scrimmage.
This will be against the Rams. Packers will refuse it and take the football around the 40.
There appeared to be some preliminary movement along the line of scrimmage. That's Gordon Wells, the umpire, conferring with Dick Hancock, the referee. Each of them threw a flag.
Illegal motion on the offensive team, right guard. Penalty is declined. 1st and 10, Green Bay.
So only a 29-yard punt, and the Packers will try to get their offense going after their best defensive series of the game. 12:05 remaining in the 3rd quarter. Los Angeles still leading 21-0. That's the story here, and coming up next, the U.S. Open. A full story on the year of upsets of the U.S. Open tennis. Play today has been rained out, incidentally. We'll look back at a classic McEnroe-Borg matchup, the year John staked claim to #1. So stay tuned for the U.S. Open next year on CBS. First down, Paulot Farouk hit right in the backfield as he took the handoff at the 35-yard line by Mel Owens, who twice has blitzed, once got the quarterback, and now drops Farouk for a big loss. The Packers starting in their best field position of the day, but not starting any differently.
Coming out with the run once again. We're seeing the linebackers coming from the outside, and not a guard nor a back is blocking the linebackers. The outside linebackers, Wilcher and Owens, are both free to do whatever they want to do, and they've been making tackles in the backfield.
You just saw that score. San Francisco, New Orleans tied 17 all, third quarter. As we continue to keep you up to date. On second down, Caruth with a swing out of the backfield. Good move on the first man. And gets across to the 41 before he's knocked down by Wilcher.
Now that time Wright threw the football and held up Caruth. Caruth had a full head of steam, and that ball has to be let out, make him stretch out, catch the football, and he would have outrun the linebacker that time, Eckern, who had him man for man. Notice in the right ear screen, right back, now he'll float the ball. Notice the ball just flutters out there, and now Eckern, 55, had an opportunity to come back and slow up Caruth. Had Caruth been able to catch it in full stride, he would have picked up another, 5-6 yards.
As it is, he gained 7, so it's 3rd and 8. Packers at their own 41. Pressure again from Green, but Wright gets it away long. Overthrows everybody, including safety Johnny Johnson. And the crowd very unhappy, as it was intended for Philip Epps, number 85, who just came back into the fold after holding out all of training camp. Epps signed this week, and he was about 30 yards short of where the ball landed.
Well, that time Wright read Epps to go deep. Epps saw the pressure, had pressure close on him, and then a wide receiver, when he feels the pressure from a defensive back, will stop and come back to the quarterback. Wright didn't see it, Epps did, and Wright threw it away.
Bracken on to punt, Mickey Sutton back to receive, and with the win, Bracken hangs it high. Sutton with a fair catch, and he takes it at about the 17. So the Rams, again, will have poor field position, but they had the football after the 41-yard punt by Bracken. 10:24 left to go in the third.
You're looking at 16. That's Randy Wright, starting quarterback for Green Bay, and right behind him in the visor is Don Mikowski, the backup quarterback, who is the kind of the favorite here in Green Bay, as most backup quarterbacks are. Randy Wright's got to turn it around if he's going to hold on to his starting job. So far, not a very good day.
First down as Everett dumps it onto the backfield to Greg Bell, and Bell gets across the 20. All down at about the 22 by John Dorsey and Robert Brown, number 93.
When you're playing a quick defensive team, and the Packers are a quick defensive team, the thing you like to do is mix up your plays, your runs, and your passes. But when they start getting that pressure on you and you really feel the heat, now you come back, set up, and then do a little screen action, get the guards and tackles pulling, and get that 5 and 6 yards, because screens with these great backs that the Rams have can go 75 yards for a touchdown.
Second down and 5. Bell looking for room and good second effort. But he'll be short of the first down as he gets to about the 24. Again, John Dorsey, this time helped out by Johnny Holland.
The Green Bay linebacker, Steve, will just simply not allow the Rams to get into an all-out running game. They're sending their outside linebackers every play, and it's forcing all their running backs to cut back inside where all the other people are waiting on them.
Green Bay now puts the pass rushing front in on third down. And 3 yards to go. Rams with 2 tight ends. Everett with lots of time. Runs out of time and room. And Sean Patterson, the rookie out of Arizona State, hammers Everett out of bounds. And Jim may be a little shaken up. There is a flag thrown in the backfield near the sideline.
Well, they threw the flag on Patterson after he tackles Everett out of bounds. Now, whether or not that's the call, we're going to have to wait and see, but it appeared that that's why the flag was thrown. They're going to accuse Patterson of roughing the quarterback, Everett. So let's see.
The ball is marked at the 18. It'll be fourth down and long.
Face mask against the defense, a 5-yard face mask. By rule, we return it to the previous spot and play the down, third down.
So it's going to be 3rd and 3 again because it was behind the line of scrimmage.
This is Sean Patterson, a rookie from Arizona. There's the left arm. It will go up and grab the face mask of Everett. He swings at Everett, just simply trying to get his shoulder and knock him out of bounds. There's the pull down of the head. Down goes the flag, 5-yard penalty. Had he deliberately done that, it'd been like the roughing the kicker. That's 15, and it's a first down.
So it is again 3rd and 3. now a delay as the officials again confer, and I think again they're questioning the 30-second clock. It has 18 seconds on it. But let's take a look at that play one more time where.
Third down.
Here, let's look. 86 Patterson. He's chasing 96. There he is on top of your screen. There's the chase. There's the left hand. There's the face mask. It's real clear that's what happened. Good call by the refs.
Everett on 3rd and 3 completes it. Damone Johnson, the tight end. And he's hauled down by Norman Jefferson immediately, but it is enough for a Los Angeles first down.
I'm really impressed with Everett's poise. I'll tell you something else I'm impressed with. He hasn't had time to get himself set and really stride through, Steve, and throw the football. He's having to throw this football with nothing but his arm, and he still guns it in there to Johnson, who makes the catch for the first down.
He must have been watching some old films of you.
I don't think so. He's taller than a tree.
Well, you had a lot on the ball and hardly ever stepped toward the receiver. Everett throwing long down the far sideline and completes it to the rookie Aaron Cox. Cox out of Arizona State, one of 2 first-round picks by the Rams, and one of the reasons why John Robinson has been able to broaden his offensive perspective a little bit beyond the running game.
Gaston Green was 1A, first-round draft choice #1, and then 1B was this Aaron Cox. And Cox, the reason they like Cox is the fact that he is smart, he runs smart routes, he understands defenses. On the other side, you have a youngster named Willie Anderson, who is the all-out burner. Get him the ball, and he makes big plays.
That was a big play as it gives LA a 1st and 10 to the Green Bay 47. Charles White with a fake. Everett looking long again. Again, it's Cox. Tried to come back for the ball but couldn't, and a flag is going to go down. Mark Lee, number 22, with the coverage, and a flag is thrown at the spot. Pass interference.
There, look at the back judge waving him down the field. Right here, pass interference. Now listen, this ball is underthrown. Now Lee has to turn around. Notice the receiver, Cox. Now Lee is turning around.
Defense, number 22, first down.
That's a bad call. I'm sorry. That's a lousy call, as a matter of fact. Lee turns around to see where the ball is. The same time Cox does. The wind holds the ball up. Now the ball goes to the inside. Lee turned around, didn't even put his hands on the receiver, and they call him for pass interference.
It appeared as if Mark had a very legitimate argument. And that's one place where they will not use the replay, and where it really could come in handy if they would use it.
No change of possession. Leave it alone.
McGee and Bell in the backfield behind Everett. 1st and goal, Los Angeles. And here's Greg Bell with a gaping hole. Fumble in the end zone. Green Bay picks it up as Mark Murphy recovers. Is it a fumble or is it a touchdown? They're signaling touchback.
That's a fumble, Green Bay ball. And we're going to see Bell right up the middle. Appears that he's going to go in for the touchdown. There's the hit with the right hand. Borski, number 61, the nose tackle, he knocks the ball out before the ball crosses the plane. That's a fumble. If it's recovered in the end zone by Green Bay, their ball.
A very good call by the officials. 21-0 Los Angeles, and we're back in a minute. Randy Wright still in there, but Terry, head games have to start now the way things have gone for him so far.
Hey, as a quarterback, when you've had no success whatsoever, there's the man, Dankowski. Dan, he's standing on the sideline. He's everyone's hero, and the guy calling the shots right now, Wright, a lot of pressure on him.
Caruth, the ball carrier. Good blocking on the corner, and Caruth breaks it upfield. A 1st down as he gets out near the 34. Knocked down by Johnny Johnson in the secondary.
They need a good, solid offensive thrust here. They need to get the ball down the field. Nice, smart passing, good, smart running, and move it on down. Shut the fans up. Get them on your side. Get into the end zone. Now it's 21-7, and, hey, it's great time again. But right now, when you've had so much negative happen to you, Steve, your only thoughts are, gee, I hope nothing else bad happens to me, instead of, well, I'm going to make things happen.
The only way he's going to turn the jeers to cheers is by taking them down the field and getting a score. And he's off to a good start with a 1st and 10 at the Green Bay 34. Caruth again, this time over the other side. And He fights for yardage and gets it out near the 38. Mark Giroux on the tackle. 6:40 left in the third. Let's go to New York and Brent Musburger for an NFL Today update.
Bay, that's the Los Angeles.
We'll have Brent and an NFL Today update later. 2nd down and 6 after Caruth gains 4. Green Bay has managed only 6 first downs. Los Angeles with 13. Fake to Caruth. On the end around was Sterling Sharp, the ball carrier. And Sharp is hauled down right at the line of scrimmage, maybe even lost a yard. Carl Eckern waiting for him along with Jerry Gray. And now they're ready in New York, so let's go to Brent Musburger for that update.
All right, Steve. Michael Irvin, his first touchdown in the National Football League, the top draft choice out of the Miami Hurricanes with a slick catch. And then watch him get away from 2 defensive backs and get into the end zone. That touchdown and extra point pulls the Cowboys to within 3. Let's go back to Steve.
Thanks, Brent. Pittsburgh leading by 3 against the Cowboys. Right here it's 21-0 LA, and it is 3rd and 6 as Wright stands in and fires and completes it close to the first down at the 44. It'll be very close. Vince Newsom and Jerry Gray made the tackle, and they're going to call a timeout for a measurement. Philip Epps, who, as we mentioned, just came in after holding out all through training camp, with the reception as the chains come on.
That's a good job by Wright that time. Was standing on the ground. He knew where he had to get the football, stood in there, knew the rush was coming, held his poise, and then fired the football in there. Whether or not he got the first down is important, but the main thing is he held his ground. Whoa. What do you do here? What do you do? 2 inches?
Well, you know what the crowd wants them to do. They want them to go for it.
21, you're down 21. Hey,
you got to. You have no choice. 5:02 left in the third, and that's what Lindy Infante is going to do, as he has sent Larry Mason and Brent Fullwood into the game at the running back positions. Green Bay has nothing to lose here and everything to gain, especially in front of the disgruntled home folks as they go for it on 4th and 1. Power I formation, and now Mason in motion. Fullwood, first down as he crosses the 45. Johnny Johnson came up to meet him, but he picks up 2.
That shows them a lot right there. It tells everyone we're going to go off right side. Hallstrom and Euchre, the right guard and tackle. Hey, get them out of there, blow them out of there, fellas, and you lean on them, you put that pressure on them, and they respond. Good job by the right side of the line. There's a lead back by Mason. Fullwood coming right up inside. Boy, he takes a hit by the free safety, Johnny Johnson, knocks him down and gets the first down.
They spotted at the 47, where it is 1st and 10 Green Bay, as they are beginning to mount only their 2nd drive of any substance today. Caruth looking for a hole, making one, but only getting back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of a half yard before he's stopped by Carl Eckern and Mel Owens.
Well, this defense of the Rams coming up inside, it's just with Doug Reed coming the outside and Eckern coming up inside, there's been nothing inside. And they're not using that eagle now, the 2 down linemen with all those linebackers. They're just playing a plain ordinary 3-4, but they're being overly aggressive, which is something Johnny Johnson, the free safety, said. We're going to play overly aggressive.
Attacking defense, the linebackers right up in the holes at the line of scrimmage practically. 2nd down and 10. Right hit from the side. The ball comes loose, and we'll see if his arm was in motion. Mike Wilcher fell on the football, and it is a turnover, a fumble, and a recovery by Wilcher, and the Rams have it again.
This is not Wright's fault. He's stepping up. Notice that he's only about 5 or 6 yards deep. He's in a short pocket, which means that it takes an awful long time for a defensive end or a linebacker coming from the outside to tackle him. Now, someone's not doing their job, and you've got to turn right around and point at the tackles. You've got to hold these guys out and give this guy an opportunity to throw the football. Read the coverages and throw the football.
Lindy Infante not a happy camper in his debut here at Lambeau Field, and Kevin Green made the big play to knock the ball loose. Oh, Everett with a completion inside the 35 to Pete Holohan, and a good diving turnaround catch by the former Charger.
It's amazing how coaches go to players when they bring in a system that they are familiar with. Holohan, coming in from the Chargers, understands this system. He's the perfect H-back. He's out wide. He blocks, and then he receives the ball extremely well. A rocket from Everett that time, and he dove down with his hands and made a fine catch.
He played for offensive coordinator Ernie Zampese before Zampese came to the Rams under John Robinson. Gain of 7, second down and 3. Charles White breaks 2 tackles inside the 30, down to the 23. Run down by Johnny Holland and number 59, John Anderson. Last year's leading rusher in the NFL.
First half of this football game, Coach Robinson said, we will pound away with Charlie White because he thinks he weighs 250 pounds. Notice this inside move, quick plant, reads the hole to the backside and sees it, and then uses his great quickness to go out and get the first down for the Ram. We'll pound away with White in the first half, and then we'll bring in our young guy Gaston Green in the second half and let him see what he can do.
White has carried 15 times but picked up just 39 yards. First and 10, Los Angeles.
Blitz.
Picked up nicely. Lots of time for Everett, and he completes it to the tight end, Damone Johnson. And Johnny Holland makes the tackle immediately. A gain of about 4 down near the 20, where it'll be second down.
A lot of people say, now that's a lousy pass play because it only got 3 yards. But the thing that is impressive is that Everett looked downfield, saw everyone covered. Instead of forcing it, he took the safety valve, which is his crossing tight end. The thing he had trouble with coming out of college was that he said he was programmed to throw deep. In this offense, you throw short, medium, and long.
You take what the defense gives you, and Everett is learning that and executing it. Charles White on the pitch. Cuts it back, breaks the tackle, gets down near the first down marker at the 15-yard line. He'd be about a yard short. Stopped by number 99, John Dorsey, and 97, Tim Harris. It'll be 3rd and 1. Charles, who was the comeback player of the year in a walk last year, and Sean Patterson, who has been bothered by a hamstring, is now well wrapped on the Green Bay sideline.
He's the starting left end for Green Bay. Now looks like he's going to be out of there. Even more reason now for the Packers to stay with that backer defense.
Everett now calling time. 3rd and 1 at the 15-yard line as the Rams came up to the line of scrimmage. Just 28 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter, and the Los Angeles Rams lead the Packers still 21-0. With the offensive frustration continuing for the Packers, Don Majkowski, the backup quarterback, now begins to loosen up on the Packers sideline. Whether or not it's preliminarily to coming into the game remains to be seen, but it's the first indication that there might be some thinking on the part of Lindy Infante to make a change. 3rd and 1, Los Angeles at the Green Bay 15. Everett looking incomplete to Pete Holohan at the 5-yard line. He was covered by Dave Brown. Now in his 14th season out of Michigan. So it'll be 4th and 1, and the field goal unit comes on for Los Angeles.
Now, David Brown, 32, was the guy that the Steelers drafted right out of college. He was our #1 draft choice out of University of Michigan. We had him, and then the Seattle Seahawks came into the league, and we could only protect so many players, so he was picked up in the expansion draft, and we lose the #1 draft choice to Seattle.
And Dave Brown, the leading active interceptor in the NFL. Lansford's field goal from the 22-yard line is good. A 32-yard attempt, and the Rams, with just 19 seconds left to go in the 3rd quarter, pad their lead to 24-0. Majkowski continuing to warm up on the near sideline as Green Bay will be getting the football back, so we'll see who's in the game. Well, next weekend on CBS Sports, two perennial powerhouses in college football. Number 10, preseason ranked Michigan, and number 13, the Fighting Irish of Notre Dame will go at it again. It'll be a prime time special Saturday night beginning at 9 o'clock Eastern time. College football right here on CBS.
Hey, last year Notre Dame upset Michigan, and now they've got him back again. And the year before that, remember, Lou Holtz opened up his season as the head coach of the Irish down at the Dome there, and doggone near upset Michigan there. So I think Schellenbecker and Holtz got a little thing going. Ought to be a whale of a game.
I'll tell you, Michigan and Notre Dame have had something going for years and years and years. The players change, but the stage remains the same.
Great programs. Ever played in front of 105,000 people every week?
Unbelievable. And they sell that thing out. 105, 106,000.
Even if you brought Louisiana Tech up there, they'd sell that baby out. My boys lost, you know, to Mississippi State.
Yeah,
heartbreaker.
Sorry to hear.
Yeah.
They need you back. Norman Jefferson and Brent Fullwood back to receive the kickoff by Lansford. Fullwood on one hop at the 11. Finds a hole. Ridden down as he crosses the 35 by Michael Stewart. And a penalty flag is thrown back at the line of scrimmage of the kickoff. At the Los Angeles 35, a flag went down. Randy Wright greeted to boos from the Lambeau Field crowd as he returns to the huddle. I think a lot of those folks saw Mikowski throwing the ball too.
Offside on the kicking team. Penalty is declined. First down, Green Bay.
You know, as in defense of Infante's decision to stay with Wright, I think it's a smart thing to do. I know it's, hey, we all love that guy on the bench, but as a starting quarterback, it does my heart good to know that this guy believes in me and he's going to stay with me. All he's got to do is make one good drive and shut everyone up, you know, and you're right back in the good graces of him.
And he has good field position with which to work, starting at his own 38. And wanting to throw. Knocked down. Kevin Green, what a game he's having as he gets a big paw up there and bats it down. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Oh, Kevin Green, this kid is something else. He 3 sacks against the Chargers. This is one thing he does well is gets inside. He's smart. He tries to put the pressure on the quarterback, and right when he gets ready to throw the football, all these guys were taught, get your hands up. High with the hands, he went and knocked it right back in Wright's face.
Still at the Green Bay 38.
We got the old Eagle in there now, Steve.
Los Angeles with their Eagle defense. Caruth, the ball carrier, on the swing pass, bumped out of bounds after a short gain by Mike Wilcher, number 54. Stopping the clock with 1 second remaining in the 3rd quarter. So Green Bay will have an opportunity for one more play. It has not been a good day for the Packer offense. Only 26 yards here in this 3rd quarter. Gain of 5 on the reception by Caruth. Will be 3rd and 5. Green Bay at the 43. Right with another quick pass, intercepted. Picked off. Jerry Gray will score on the last play of the 3rd quarter as Randy Wright threw behind the intended receiver Sharp, and Jerry Gray returns it for a Los Angeles touchdown.
Hey, this is just a poorly thrown ball. He feels the pressure from the safety coming inside. The wind gets the football. Just a poorly thrown football right into the hands of Jerry Gray all the way for a touchdown. Hey, when it rains, it pours. What are you going to do? Nothing. Just go sit down. The sun comes up tomorrow.
A 47-yard interception return to make it 30-0. And Lansford back out there once again to attempt the extra point as Wright and Infante continue to talk about it.
Now, this guy's shot. His confidence is shot. I mean, you can stay with him now, but he's a young kid. And he has no confidence. Nothing good's happened. And the best thing you can do now is sit him down and bring in the other kid.
Lansford makes the extra point at the end of the 3rd quarter with the score. LA 31, Green Bay nothing.
Membership has its privileges. And by Castrol, the motor oil engineered for today's smaller cars.
6 Green Bay turnovers. And the Rams lead 31-0 as we start the fourth quarter. An inauspicious debut for new head coach Lindy Infante, as the offense that has worked so well for him in the past has not worked under Randy Wright. And now Dan Majkowski is ready to come into the ballgame as the Packers are going to get the football back.
Dan, I can Majkowski. I can do it. Hey, this is a lousy debut, 31-0, but let's go back a few years, and I'll name one head coach who won his first game and then lost 13 in a row, and his name was Chuck Noll, and now he's one of the best that ever coached in the National Football League. And Fonte's system is a system that's going to take time, but it's like he told us yesterday, Steve, hey, you got to have players. You know,
that's right.
Not that he was inferring that he didn't have players, but hey, you got to have people that can do it.
Players and patience. Norman Jefferson takes it 3 yards deep, and he's going to bring it out. To the 20, to the 30, to the 40. Fumbles the football. They say he is down, and Green Bay will retain possession. Lansford, the kicker, and James Washington, number 37, finally made the hit, and listen to the cheers as Majkowski comes into the game. Majkowski in his 3rd year out of the University of Virginia. And he'll have pretty good field position with which to work after the excellent return by Norman Jefferson.
I want to make a point. Notice the socks. Notice how high they are. Look at this. This guy has got a style, a flamboyancy about him. He believes he can do it. And that right there is as good an indicator to me as anything else. He's different.
And he's got his ankles taped on the outside.
That's right. If those were black shoes, I guarantee you they'd been spatted up. All right, let's see what happens. Jefferson once again goes down inside.
Play stands is called. 1st and 10, Green Bay.
Now we're going to see a hit. That was the delay right there. They wanted to find out whether or not this indeed was a fumble. There's the hit. He's down as the ball left.
Ooh. Well, that was close. Ooh.
Elbow down. Hey, the Green Bay's had enough of these turnovers. They've had 6 Packer balls.
So we'll see if Majkowski can operate the new offense. 1st and 10 from just outside his own 40. Faking, looking, firing, incomplete. Intended for the tight end, Ed West. Mel Owens on the coverage along with Jeter's pressure. He just did get it off. Back to New York for an NFL Today update with Brent Musburger.
Steve, the New Orleans Saints are coming back again. Hebert's 3rd touchdown pass of the game.
Thanks, Brent. A good one going in the Superdome, but bad news, apparently, for the San Francisco 49ers and Joe Montana. Caruth takes the handoff, stopped immediately, maybe even loses a yard or 2. And again, it's Mel Owens in his 9th year out of the University of Michigan who has had penetration in the middle all day long.
Sean Miller told us yesterday that you will not run the football on our Eagle defense up the middle. Anytime I see that Eagle, if I had a running play up the middle, I'd get out of it because I believe Sean Miller. Get out and throw the football. You're down 31-0 with 14 counting. Put that baby in the air.
Green Bay 3 for 11 in 3rd down conversions. 3rd down 11. Majkowski can scramble, and he's going to run. 1st down and a big play into Los Angeles territory. They're on their feet and cheering in Green Bay, and that's one reason they like Don Majkowski. He can motor.
What he brings to the Green Bay offense is an ability to scramble and to make things happen when everything collapses. And in the modern day quarterback of the 80s, it's a quarterback that has the ability to run with the football, the ability to escape trouble, and have the big arm. This kid's got the big arm, and he obviously can run with the football.
He just gained 25 yards for the biggest single rushing play of the day for Green Bay by far. And Packers in Los Angeles territory. 1st and 10 at the 36.
Here comes your Eagle.
And again, they try to run it, and Davis is hauled down behind the line of scrimmage by Gary Jeter. They predicted it, Terry, and they're doing exactly what they said they would do.
You can't run up inside. Giroux, the nose tackle, number 59, up inside, taking care of the center, knocking off the guard. Jeter, the one defensive end, comes around from behind and makes the tackle. And Fonte said the key to Bernie Kosar at Cleveland was his ability to go at the line of scrimmage, and when we called or sent in a bad play, he would get us out of it. And this young man right here, along with Randy Wright, as time develops, will get out of plays like that.
That's part of the offense that Infante's put in, but apparently a part that the quarterbacks haven't yet mastered. Bukowski firing and completing it to Davis, who's down around the 33, well short of a first down, and Carl Eckern and Kevin Green bring him down.
You can look at this kid. We saw his socks. Look at the hair hanging out from his helmet. He just has charisma. I mean, you just see certain people, even if they don't make things happen. You've seen guys that go out like Greg Norman, he shoots at 80 one day, but we all say, gosh, what a great 80.
The white shark, and he's got, even if he's not leading the tournament, he's got the largest gallery following. And that appears to be the kind of guy Bukowski is.
Mr. Charisma.
Under 12 minutes remaining in the game, it's 3rd and 7.
Blitz.
Bukowski can't get away, and he's hauled down outside the 40, near the 45 by Mike Wilcher, number 54. Leroy Irvin coming from the secondary on the blitz.
Let's keep our eye on 54 Wilcher. Notice he's down outside of Jeter. Now the safety comes from the inside, and now Wilcher goes to the outside, and Bukowski runs right into him. Nothing he can do, no place to go.
4th down, 18 yards to go. Bracken on to punt. 7th sack by the Los Angeles Rams on a Green Bay quarterback. Leroy Irvin and Johnny Johnson back to receive the punt. Bracken trying to hit it short, lands it inside the 10, and Irvin picks it up. Dropped immediately around the 8-yard line. Chuck Cecil, rookie strong safety out of Arizona, made the tackle. So the Rams not enjoying good field position, but still leading 31-0 here in the 4th quarter. Our game summary shows that Jim Everett has had a high completion ratio, a couple of touchdowns, 129 yards with those 16 completions, and 24 points of the Rams' 31 total have come on turnovers. There have been 7 quarterback sacks. There have been 6 turnovers committed by Green Bay. And that's really the story of the game, Terry. The Packers have not been able to do what they want to do, and what I would think Infante has to believe they will eventually do.
Well, I don't think you can panic here. It's turnovers. That's the name of the game. Hey, I don't care what kind of offense you're running. If you give a team that many opportunities to score in the National Football League, they're going to do it, and the Rams have capitalized and put the points on the board, and consequently, they've made it hard on the Packers to make a comeback.
Rams now with poor field position, deep in their own territory from the 8-yard line. Robert Del Pino, the ball carrier. Gaston Green also in the backfield, along with Del Pino, carrying the football. And he gets a couple just across, or just to the 10-yard line. Call it a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9.
This Gaston Green guy, their #1 draft choice out of UCLA, they're bringing in. Robinson knows how to coach running backs better than anybody. I believe that. He's got the record to prove it, and he's bringing this kid along slowly. Doesn't want him to lose his confidence, just want to pick the spots to use him.
One of the 2 first-round picks, and he has blazing speed. Everett to pass. Over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Henry Ellard, who was breaking down the middle, and Mark Lee, number 22, had the coverage, but went down. Take a look at the impact these rookies are going to have on the Rams and what they've been able to do. They also have a bunch of 1st and 2nd round picks next year to go with this crop.
Well, they've got 3 #1s next year and 2 #2s. They had 3 this year, got 3 next year. Hey, we're looking at quite a few players. Not only that, they had 10 rookies make their team. 3 of them are on the injury reserve, and 7 are on the active list.
On 3rd down, Bell hauled down for a loss. Number 56, Burnell Bucky Dent.
Well, a little baseball in there, did you?
Yeah, they nicknamed him, of course, Bucky after the former Yankee player. So Burnell Dent, Bucky to his buddies with a big defensive play at the 5-yard line. And now Rich Camarillo will be standing very near the end line of his end zone to try to kick it out of there. And he's not had a lot of success as far as average is concerned today. Norman Jefferson, who's had a problem holding on to him, but had a big kickoff return, is the only one back. Looks like the Packers are going to try to block.
Looks like an all-out blitz, doesn't it? Everyone up on the line of scrimmage rushing the punter.
And here they come. Camarillo gets it away, but it's not a beauty. Taken around the 48-yard line, and Jefferson back around the 41 before he's knocked out of bounds. The Packers will again enjoy their best field position with the help of a strong wind. A 45-yard punt by Camarillo. 9:32 left to play in the ball game, and Green Bay down by 31. Lindy Infante, with a great deal of frustration today, finally had to change quarterbacks and go to Don Majkowski. And he now at least has some modicum of hope, because the Packers now have the best field position they have had all game long.
There's Robinson, and he's got to be happy with his defense. That Eagle defense has been outstanding. All types of pressure on the Packer quarterback.
Green Bay in LA territory for the first time to start a drive, and Majkowski with a completion to Stanley.
That's the way to throw the football. When you're getting a lot of pressure, get back 3 steps and then zing that baby in there on quick slants, because a quick slant is one of the hardest routes to cover, because you're running away from everyone, and those that you're not running away from, you're running by because they're standing still. And get it in there. You don't have to worry about being trapped. Plenty of time. Fire that baby in there.
Majkowski has completed 2 of his first 3 for 15 yards. First down. Big hole. Mason inside the 20. The ball came loose, but it's ruled down as Johnny Johnson makes the tackle at around the 17. First carry for Larry Mason out of Little Troy State in Alabama.
Yeah, Mason's like Holohan with the Rams. Holohan came over because Ernie Zampese coached him at San Diego. He knew the H-back position, which they're now using with the Rams. And Mason came to the Packers. He played for Infante when he was head coach at Jacksonville of the old world, or the USFL, so he knows this system well.
And it certainly clicked on the first time they tried to use it. Another first down. 2 consecutive first downs for Green Bay. At the 17 of the Rams. Majkowski faking. Putting away. Firing it. Incomplete. In and out of the hands of Sterling Sharp, who was standing just across the goal line. Jerry Gray had the coverage, but the touchdown goes away by fingertips. Watch this.
Beautiful throw by Majkowski on the run. Number 1 guy. Hey, I'm sorry, but man, when it's 31-0, you got to make those catches. And that's a perfectly thrown ball, and a great effort by Majkowski to get the ball to Sharp. You got to make them.
You can already see, as you look at the score by quarters, a little difference between Wright and Majkowski. And Majkowski, when he does get the pressure, seems to stay more cool, calm, and collected as he gets away from it.
He can run. Boy, oh boy, when you're getting a lot of heat, it's nice to run. Here comes your blitz.
He gets it away into the end zone. Touchdown! Ed West, the tight end, with the first Green Bay score.
The all-out blitz. Wilter 54 in the right of your screen coming. The thing I love about Majkowski, he sees the blitz, holds his ground, and then lays the ball up to the outside before West, the tight end, even has his head around. That ball is coming. He adjusts and makes a beautiful catch. Excellent job between the quarterback and the tight end.
Almost a perfectly thrown ball while he knew he was going to take a shot.
That's where you say thank you for that good old strong arm. Beautiful job.
Max Zendejas hadn't had a lot to do today, but he's on to attempt the extra point, and it is good. 7 minutes and 59 seconds remaining in the football game, and here in the fourth quarter, Green Bay finally scores. It's 31-7 Los Angeles. Don Mikowski took Green Bay to 2 consecutive first downs and then their first score of the day, and really is being loved here in Green Bay already. Next week on CBS, the NFL continues. Tampa Bay against these Green Bay Packers, or you may see San Francisco and the New York Giants, or Chicago taking on the Indianapolis Colts. Be sure to check your local listings for the game in your area.
Notice Mikowski sitting next to Sterling Sharp. They're buddies. That could be the that could be the next great combination in the National Football League. Sitting over there telling, hey, don't sweat that drop ball in the end zone.
Right. And finally, a reason to smile as they get on the board. Squib kick by the Packers. And Gaston Green just falls on it inside the 20. Took him a while to get the handle, and then appropriately, he didn't take any chances and just fell on the ball.
You know, it looked like he wasn't going to pick it up. It was like it was a punt bouncing around, and he realized that thing's going past 10 yards. You better scoop it up.
Well, after not being able to move the ball at all practically, Green Bay under Mikowski goes 41 yards in just 4 plays and only a minute and a half. The 17-yard pass to West coming against a blitz and under pressure. Los Angeles with the football, 1st and 10 at their own 19. Gaston Green, the lone setback, and he has the football. A big hole, but he cuts to the outside. Dragged down at about the 24 by Robert Brown.
This is the offense now that Robinson was talking about. Is that it's an offense that we have to have the ability to run the football and go 80 yards and eat up 9 plays, 9 minutes on the clock. It's an offense that we have to be able to throw out of, and an offense that we must be able to run and pass balance-wise out of. Now with 7:26 and counting, now we can look for Robinson's offense to take effect. The old running game.
Hammer, hammer, hammer with that USC tailback approach.
Only problem is there's no fullback to lead the way.
Again, it's Green back there behind Everett. He throws a short one and completes it. Damone Johnson, the tight end, sliding as he makes the catch around the 28. Ken Stills had the coverage. It'll be 3rd down and about 3.
Everett sensing that Mark Murphy, the strong safety, was blitzing him that time, and then the tight end was able to see the same thing. Johnson, he just broke out. That time Everett throwing off the wrong foot, threw it too low. He leads him out, leads the tight end out a little bit. He breaks that tackle. There's no one there. It's a touchdown.
Well, the offense for the Packers has not debuted in great fashion. The Rams have been able to take advantage of the turnovers and do the kinds of things they have wanted to do offensively. Over the middle, complete to Del Pino. A lot of running room. And Robert Del Pino with a blocker. To the Packer 40 to the 35 as he just ran over Dave Brown, who is no small individual.
Dave Brown is a big man. Del Pino, this is what we were talking about. 39. Out of Missouri, was a receiver there. In his senior year, they moved him to fullback. In the veer, excellent out of the backfield catching the ball. Now he's downfield. Now Dave Brown gets square, lowers his head, and then Del Pino just knocks him over. I wonder they're excited about him. Del Pino. That's a football name, too. Del Pino.
The 38-yard gain for the football name. The 35-yard line of Green Bay. What constitutes a football name?
Football name. It's got bite to it. It's got
Okay.
one of those 3 deals. Del Pino.
Gaston Green, jammed up in the middle, gets ahead for 2 or 3. Down near the 32. Burnell, Bucky Dent, and Jerry Boyarsky, the nose man, bring him down. Gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
You know, this offense for Everett, I'm sure, as he's told us, he's just now gotten the feel of it. The 3-step, he's not there, but you don't stop 5, then 7. But for a strong-arm quarterback to run a quick striking attack type offense, passing the ball, is not that easy. This kid is 6'6" or something. He's huge.
Well, he's picked it up nicely. The Rams moving the ball again. Everett again to throw. Swings it out to Gaston Green. He can really run. Knocked down by Mark Murphy and others at the 20-yard line. Another big gain and another 1st down for Los Angeles, and they are doing exactly what John wants to do, turn that clock.
That's safe passing. He looked downfield. His wide receivers were covered. The linebackers had to be deep. He turns around, hits a little safety valve. You notice the quickness that Everett has, and he told us that when he was drafted, or when he was brought in from a trade for the Oilers to the Rams, Robinson wanted him to put on weight, so he got up to 225 pounds, and then Zampese brings this offense in, which requires him to be quick, so he shedded the weight. Now he's down to 212 pounds. Quick, lightning fast. Most quarterbacks are.
Yes, of course. Gaston Green up the middle. Picks up about 3 down near the 16. Again, it was Burnell Dent on the tackle.
Fun time now, Steve. Quarterbacks. Rams know they have this game. It's great. Stand out there, look around the stadium, just relax. You got this one in the bag. Play smart. You can relax a little bit, not too much though, and just a great feeling to open up the season with a victory on the road. Nothing like it.
And to see the things that you're trying to accomplish come to fruition at the same time.
Fruition, very. That's a good word. You stayed up all night studying, didn't
Are
you?
you writing these down? That's what I'm from the 17. Again, short yardage. Del Pino this time carrying out of the backfield, and he gets inside the 15.
You went to college, evidently.
Very brief. I went to college a lot less time than you did.
No way, you that smart?
No. No, I was gone. I mean, I didn't last. At least you made it through.
You were down there at the University of Houston, old Bill Yeoman's veer. 248-pound veering fullback. What a load.
That heavy. But I am now. From the 14. On 3rd down, Greg Bell. And he's very close, but apparently short. He needed to get inside the 10. He got just short of the 10. So it'll be 4th and about 2. And the field goal unit comes on for the Rams with, as you see, 2 minutes and 21 seconds remaining in the game. Mike Lansford will attempt. He's been busy. All the kickoffs, extra points, and field goals today. A demise of a dynasty, and boy, hasn't it been that way. After Vince Lombardi's Super 60s, the frustrating 70s have continued into the 80s, and that's what Lindy Infante tries to turn around. If he can reverse that trend, he will be the king of this part of the country. Exactly 2 minutes now remaining in the football game. So as the 2-minute warning is taken, we'll be right back to Green Bay in just a minute. The stadium was jammed when the game began, but now it'll be the exit ramps and the parking lot that feel the crunch as the fans at Green Bay, many of them file out, and a lot of them not very happy with the way things have gone, and the Rams looking to add even more to their 31-7 lead. Lansford from the 24, or rather the 19, kicks it through for a 29-yard field goal, and it makes it LA 34 and Green Bay 7. Lansford, whose nickname is Mr. Automatic, picking right up where he left off last year with that high percentage of success on field goals and extra points. 1:57 remaining in the game, and again Don Majkowski will be coming out to try to lead the offense and salvage something. And coming up next, CBS Sports coverage of the U.S. Open. Tennis from Flushing Meadow rained out today. This has really been a year of upsets, however, and we'll look back later today at a classic McEnroe-Borg matchup, the year that John McEnroe staked a claim to #1 after all those years of dominance by Bjorn Borg of Sweden. So that's the U.S. Open coverage coming up next, right here on CBS.
You ever played any of that tennis?
I love to play tennis.
Hey, I got really fired up about tennis about, oh gosh, 10 months ago, and I got out there and I'm getting in shape. See, I'm taking lessons, and then all of a sudden I realized I could not serve. I got so frustrated. I was throwing my racket everywhere.
With your arm, you should be wicked.
Can't serve. I serve like you serve in badminton. Bing, little bitty tapper over there, getting nailed by everybody.
Well, that's the last thing to come around. A squib kick taken at about the 38 by number 89, Joey Hackett, the backup tight end, and Joey brings it out to the 40 as Lindy Infante sends Don Majkowski in again. 1:54 now remaining in the game. And right now, all Infante wants to do, Brad, I'm sure, is just salvage something and get it working. Try to get Majkowski to do what he did the last time out there and move the ball.
I think the only person in this whole place is not upset at this. It understands where they are as a football program is Lenny Infante. I don't believe he wants to win, but I don't believe he's discouraged. He has his mind made up, knows what he wants to get accomplished, knows how to get it done, and he won't panic.
4 wideouts for Green Bay on 1st and 10 at their own 41. Murkowski firing over the middle, incomplete, intended for Perry Kemp, who had to dive for the ball, which was a little bit underthrown at the Los Angeles 47. Larry Kelm, number 52, and Mark Giroux were covering. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 from the Green Bay 41 with 1:49 left.
You got to ask yourself now, if you're a Green Bay Packer fan, who's gonna start next week? Who's gonna be our quarterback? Final. Look at this. Cincinnati got off to a good start, huh? Who's going to be our quarterback next week? This guy? We're going to go back to right. I'm sure that'll be the topic of many a radio program here in Green Bay.
McCaskey hangs in there and completes it. A fine catch by Patrick Scott as he went up high to haul it down. Very short yardage, only a gain of about 3. Out near the 45. Vince Newsom, number 22, brought him down. It's a gain of 4, so it'll be 3rd and 6 at the Green Bay 45. Clock running with 1:26 remaining. Complete again to Scott as he holds on after juggling it, and he has a 1st down and moves it into Los Angeles territory at about the 42. Again, Mark Giroux, 59, made the stop.
They're in a 4 wide receiver offense, and so the offense formation is set, and all Dan has to do is get up and just holler out a play, right side, left side, then throw it.
Throws it the other way this time, but underthrown. It was intended for 85 Phillip Epps. So the incompletion stops the clock with 1 minute and 2 seconds remaining in the game.
So many times defenses, even in a situation like this, will allow the receivers to have things short, not to give them to them deep, but what they do not want is for the receivers to catch the ball on the sidelines where they can kill the clock. Catch it over the middle. We'll give you that. Then we'll hit you and stop the, keep that clock running.
It will restart on the snap from the LA 43. 2nd down, 10. McCaskey under pressure has it intercepted. Picked off. And then lateral, Larry Kelm laddering the ball off to Newsom. Newsom went down immediately, and I think Vince was looking to throw a block for him, and all of a sudden the ball came to it.
Yeah, that's one of those cases, and that's also a case where a quarterback steps up into the pocket and gets ready to throw the football, and he gets hit, and the ball goes up in the air like a duck.
As you look at the folks that have made it possible today, 54 seconds remain in the game. The Rams have it back, leading 34-7. 1st and 10 at their own 38. Mark Herman's going to take a couple of snaps for LA as he hands off to Del Pino, and Del Pino breaks another tackle. A gain of 8 or 9 as he fights for yardage. He has really made his presence felt through the preseason games, and now has kept it going in the first regular season game. May be tough to keep him out of the lineup.
Well, also it's the end of the game, and if you had a veteran backfield in there, they wouldn't be working quite as hard as Del Pino's work. He's trying. Hey, I'm trying to impress someone,
That's right.
And he's busting these runs off 8 yards, 9 yards, 30-yard reception.
He gained 9. It's 2nd and 1 at the Ram 48, and this will probably be the final play. Herman just acquired. Pitches it to Gaston Green. And Green doesn't necessarily want to go out of bounds, but he does. In Green Bay territory at the 48, stopping the clock with just 8 seconds left.
Now you just kill it. Now you just get up to the line of scrimmage, take a snap, go down. The linemen don't like situations like this where they're still running plays. Just get up there, go down on one knee, and let's get out of here. Look at Robinson over there laughing, talking to the line judge. Great job. You guys did a good job today.
The line judge and everybody else out there always does a good job. That's Ron Baker he's talking to when you win. Just a dive into the line by Del Pino, and the clock will run out. So John Robinson and the Los Angeles Rams, who finished third in the NFC West last year with a losing record of 6-9, the first time in 5 years under Robinson the Rams did not make the playoffs, have started strongly here in '88 with a 34-7 win over the Green Bay Packers. As for Lindy Infante debuting as head coach at this storied Lambeau Field, and the ghost of Vince Lombardi will forever be here, he says he's not bothered by that. And I really think you're right, Terry. I don't think he's that bothered by all that happened today, because he knew more than anybody else it was going to take time to get done what he wants to get done.
Time equates to players. He's got to get his players in here, the people that can run his system. And once he does that, then he'll be as good a coach as he can possibly be. He knows that better than anyone. I've got to get the people in here.
A final word from Green Bay, Wisconsin, where the Rams win it 34-7 in just a minute.
And we're back. Way to go, Steve.
Well, that was a quick commercial, wasn't it? a quick one. Well, what about next week now, Terry? As far as the Packers are concerned, did they accomplish some things that you think are going to stand them in good stead?
Well, not really. The one thing that really stood out, I thought, today was their enthusiasm. If they lose that, they really got themselves in a deep hole. They keep that enthusiasm, keep plugging away, good things will happen.
One of the big keys as far as the Rams were concerned was not only their offensive production, but what they did defensively with that Eagle defense. And a big part of that has to do with the linebacker play, and a guy who had a very good game today, Mike Wilcher, is with us. Mike in his 7th year out of North Carolina. Mike, you like that Eagle defense, apparently, huh?
Yeah, it's great. It's a good change-up for us, and it gives us an opportunity to do a lot of rushing. We got a lot of guys putting a lot of pressure from all over, so it's gonna be exciting for us this year.
Well, you'll be happy to know, Mike, it's Terry Bradshaw. You guys had 7 sacks today, and countless pressures on their quarterback. What is it, for the fans that are listening, just exactly what is the design of the Eagle? What's it meant to do?
Okay, what it does is it puts 5 linebackers on the field, so we get 2 outside guys, another linebacker over the tight end, and 2 inside, so we're getting good pressure from the outside, both sides, and we get blitz different people. It's not like with the 4-man line where they know who's coming. We have people who can cover or rush, so it confuses them.
This is new. It was put in this year for the Rams, and obviously you guys feel like if you're going to use this defense, it's the way to get back to the Super Bowl or get to the Super Bowl again and win it.
Yeah, hopefully for us it is. We're really excited about this year. We got a lot of guys playing great right now, and that Eagle defense is going to do a lot for us because it gives us a great change-up. We won't be as predictable.
I gave you a great compliment today. I hope you think it's a compliment. I said that you're the Richard Dent in this defense, and I tell you, the way you came off the ball today, you look like Richard Dent.
Yeah. Well,
here's one of the sacks, Mike.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I got good pressure on that play, but Leroy Irvin came up the middle and forced the quarterback out to me, so that was what really made the play on that one.
Mike, when did y'all put this defense in?
We put it in minicamp, so we had an opportunity to practice on it before we went into camp. So we knew what we were doing when we got in. We got a chance to work on a lot in the offseason. It's paid off for us pretty well so far.